we
This
can,
conference will now be recorded.
if we can wait, we can wait for until 2:05. I think we can wait up to 2:05, sir. Then we can start.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, sir, Ravindranath sir, we will start. So, good afternoon to all. Today's session is 11 on future trends in AI and advanced computing. Without further ado, I invite Dr. Ravindranath Kadirappa to take over this session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we start, can I know whether my slides are visible?
Yes, sir.
Are they moving?
Moving.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to all participants. So today's session we'll have a topic on future trends, like what's happening in AI currently, what's the current state of art, and what future it can be, and few slides on advanced computing. What is an advanced computing, and a small research problem I'm going to explain here, an objective and also a solution to it, and a kind of roadmap how we can go ahead with that so that we can achieve advanced computing or faster computing. Okay, this was the plan. So, like we are in second day, I'll be discussing about a use case of reinforcement learning in VLSI design and verification. Here, I'm going to use APV protocol. I'm going to explain a little bit about this APV protocol in detail and how reinforcement learning is used in APV protocol in currently how I'm using that. That's what I'm going to explain. So I'll be using the UVM methodology, that is universal verification methodology, which is used almost in all VLSI companies for testing, for verification of IPs, SOC, or a subsystem, and even a CPU. So this is the agenda for today. So a quick recap: we were discussing about in the previous session. We were discussing about reinforcement learning, where there will be an agent, an environment, and the agent will be interacting with the environment to get its actions through sensors. Based on its actions, the environment will change, and again, agent interacts with environment through sensor to take its inputs, and based on the inputs, it's going to perform some actions, and this was based on that. It's going to get some reward, and finally, we are going to evaluate that cumulative reward, telling that okay, this was the best method to solve this problem. This is what we were discussing in the last session. So in today's session, I will little bit take it forward and explain how this is used by us in our company uh, achieving the better coverage than what we are getting. For now, you can skip the word coverage if you are not understanding. I'll explain that in detail in coming slides. Okay. So, if you are taking about future trend of AI, first we should know what has happened before. Like AI was not something new; it was already existing in 1800s itself. But it was not coined under the term AI or artificial intelligence. It was randomly used by many people, like intelligence or artificially generating intelligence. Randomly here and there, few words were there, but not like today's AI. If you take up key milestones in AI has been made inroads to all, each and every department of life, each and every day-to-day life activities. Without AI, the life will be not so easy that we are enjoying today. So, seeing about the current state of AI, we all been as a computer vision engineers, we all been using this kind of AI technologies like machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, reinforcement learning. These are all things you would already know. So I'm not touching up this kind of things again in today's class. I'll be taking it little bit forward to explain you about a real case scenario how it is used. So machine learning and deep learning, you would have heard it from previous sessions from many people, eminent people who have been in this workshop, or maybe in other online resources, or by yourself you would be a better developer of this kind of AI technologies. Uh, and AI in real world, we can see AI in healthcare, uh, like detecting cancers. That's that really it's going to be the future. Like we can detect the cancer at very early stage. A lot of research is going on that, and like drug delivery to the like for example, if you want to inject a drug, I mean like medicine. If you want to inject a medicine to a particular organ through vein, you can observe that through in the monitor. You can inject the medicine, and you can also see the medicine has reached the target. So to that extent, we are going to see AI in future. Already it is going on in the research stage, but there are some amount of complications in that, because the veins may not be visible properly, or the path from source to target will not be visible properly. There are some challenges, but these are all being addressed in many situations. In finance, like we can already see a lot of apps coming up with us telling that these are the stocks to be brought in for this, the amount of investment you have to do for so much amount of growth for so many years. This kind of predictions are already available, and still improvisation is going on for accurate, so that our money is not at a huge risk. For good better predictions, yeah, algorithms are being refined. In education nowadays, we can see that everything happening here as well. So this online education have become the one of the wonder of this AI. If you ask me where we lead in the future with AI, so already we are in generative AI stage, where we are using our GPTs, Gemini. So generally, we are using LLM there, large language models. I'm not going in depth of all this kind of understandings. I'm just giving you like applications where we are using AI. So in education, we are already seeing this online tutorials. In future, we can get the tutorials made by AI model itself and explained by AI model also, maybe. So a lot of IoT convergence, because we have a lot of smart devices now, and these devices get has to be interconnected to each other and made it as an automated device. So it's going to be a wonder in future days. So in there can be like if you are if you are an academic person, you will be knowing how difficult it is to evaluate answer sheets or something, to do a research with teaching. Yeah, if you want to come out of this kind of things, you can have your own research assistant. Already you have some few research assistants like GenAI is one research assistant where you can, no, that's a paper writing tool. You can use it for making the writing the paper. That will give you suggestions whether you can take it or not. It's left to you. And auto grading, if you want to grade some, evaluate some sheets, you can scan it and upload it. You can get it graded. These are the few future where we can use AI, and there are really these are few what do you call real time problems that we have, and we can solve it by using AI. So coming up to the today's session, which I was interested in discussing with you, like the protocol development and verification and its verification. So how, and also I'll be discussing about how reinforcement learning is used in verification. I'm going to take APB protocol as the use case. Okay. So a few times I will not, I'm not permitted to use all my company details here for showing you the results. So I'll be using Paint, where I can explain on my own. That's why I've not included few things in the slides, but I can definitely explain in the Paint. Okay. So first, let me go through a verification test bench in UVM, how it looks like. I think let me go a little bit in depth because many of you will not be having exposure to this UVM architecture or UVM test bench. Okay, so if you have some basics of Verilog, that will be sufficient to do this, even if you don't have any basic understanding. So I'm not taking any prerequisites. I'm taking it up from scratch so that you can get some information out of this. Okay, let's take this is the design. This is the design. So we are generating a stimulus from test bench, and we are passing the stimulus to the design, and we are collecting back. Okay, let me go a little bit slow. We are passing the stimulus to the design. Once we pass the stimulus to the design, then we are going to record some sort of behavior of the design, right? So let me take up this as some sort of stimulus that we are passing to the design. And because of this, the design is going to perform something on that, the stimulus, the input that we gave, and it is going to produce the output. And that output I'm going to record back to the test bench. This is how usually how it works in all Verilog coding languages. So I'll be getting a response for the stimulus, and that's what we are going to record here and check whether the design has worked according to our requirement or not. This is how any test bench interaction with the design happens. Okay, so UVM is a special case, an advanced topic compared to system Verilog, where we'll be using UVM for verification as a separate guideline itself. Okay, let me take it away. This put it up here. This is the test bench, and that is design. Now, so let me explain you a little bit about what things are there in this test bench. So it's a OOPS concept based. So we'll be having a base classes or root classes from UVM, and I'm going to inherit those classes in my defined classes. Okay, first I'll be having a top module. So after that, I'm going to have a class called test. So I'm invoking test from top. I hope you understand by this box. Okay. So this is a layered test bench architecture where we'll be having layer by layer classes and environment. This environment is not relevant to the yesterday's environment, AI environment agent interaction. That is not here. This is a class of environment class. Okay. After that, I'll be having an agent. Kindly don't get confused with yesterday's discussion of environment and agent. That has nothing to do with this. So in the agent, I'll be having something called a sequencer, a driver, and then an interface, a virtual interface. Let me make it a little bit big for this interface. Okay, so the signals will be driven by the driver to the interface, and from interface it will be given to the DUT. DUT stands for design under test. This is how it happens. Okay, so this is a what do you call a dynamic class. So it's a class, because of that it's dynamic. This is static. So in order to connect between the dynamic and static components, we need to have an interface, which I'll be taking it as virtually in my component. So I'll be calling it as a virtual interface. Okay. Uh, this is a to and fro motion, so it can signals can go stimulus can be generated in a sequence. So I'll be having a sequence of stimulus that are being generated. So I'll put it over here. Actually, this comes in environment. There is no space here, so I'm putting it here. These are all sequences. So if you ask me, what do you mean by sequences? It's like the kind of sequence that you want to send, or the kind of stimulus that you want to generate and send to the DOT. Maybe like you want to send a write sequence, you want to send a read sequence, reset sequence, whatever sequence that has to be generated over here, and the sample reaches to the sequencer. So it's a request response kind of model. There is a lot of things, but that's all immaterial for you or not relevant for you for current stage. You can just understand the things which are there at least. Okay. So the sequence reaches sequencer, and sequence through the sequencer it reaches driver. From driver I'll be taking to interface. From interface the stimulus will be reaching design, and design will produce a response for that, and then that response I'm collecting through the interface back to the interface, and from interface to the monitor. Oh, okay. Monitor, and then it's going to reach your through the monitor it can reach the scoreboard. This is a simple basic architecture I've written here. It can be like a complicated architecture, but for now, for simple understanding, I think this will be good enough to understand what I wanted to explain. Okay, so this is how a particular design will be tested. Let me save this so that I can share with you guys later. Hmm. Let me save it as UEM test bench. Okay, fine. Okay, let this architecture be one side. Let me take it to the sideways. I can't do this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let it be. So a verification test bench should have a top module. Let me go back here. Should have a top module. We have a top module over here. Should have a top module. Should have this is how the layered test bench looks like. From top, it will be having a test environment agent. So agent is if this because I have written it for one single IP. This is how the architecture looks. If you have multiple IPs, you will be having multiple agents. I'll not complicate that. Okay, let it be like this. So the simple understanding is if you want to send a stimulus from the test bench to the design that has to be generated in we have to write that particular piece of code in sequence. That sequence will be reaching the sequencer, from sequencer to driver and to the DUT through interface. That's how the process goes on. And the response will be collected in the monitor through interface again back, and it will be stored in scoreboard, and you are comparing what you actually intended the design to work and what it worked, and you will compare so that you will come to know whether the particular test case has been a pass case or a failed case. So that we call it as a scoreboard pass logic. So it has been the design is working according to the requirement. So in that case, we'll tell that a particular sequence generated and it has been exercised on DUT and we have got the 100% result on that. So we tell the coverage is 100%. The coverage is 100%. So that's what I mean by coverage. So the sample which was intended to go to design has went there and it has been executed and we have got the result which is exactly what we wanted. So this fine. This is what I mean by coverage. Let me. There are a lot of coverages like line coverage, path coverage, FSM, code, function. Yeah, functional coverage and all those things. Let's not go in detail understanding of that. Now the problem comes in this verification environment is, let's take, I am designing a memory. I'm designing a memory. So the memory will be of GBs, of some GBs. So if I'm verifying a memory, I have to verify each and every element of memory, each and every address of memory. So it is of 1 GB memory, then I have to check all the 1 GB locations of the memory to tell the memory has been verified completely. If I want to verify a memory means I have to write a particular data into a particular address of the memory and I have to read it back and I have to compare, telling that whatever we have written and whatever we have read both are same. So this is the amount of instructions that has to happen inside the memory to tell the memory is working. So this I have to test for a 1 GB locations. So you can understand the complexity, like how many test cases I have to run and tell to tell the entire memory is working. So if I want to test 1 KB, I have to generate 1000 samples. 1000 samples telling that these are all the cases it can have tested and these are all the cases it has worked fine. So if you want to test to generate some 1000 samples, I need at least 2 or 3 days to complete the analysis. If I want to test some 1 GB, then it may go up to a month. If you are verifying a 1 TB memory, I don't know, like you can't complete that in one lifetime. So what we do, we don't test the memory for all the cases, all the memory locations. Instead of that, we are going to use constraints. You are going to make a constraints telling that if out of the entire memory locations, if it is working for few places, few corner cases or few difficult situations, then it's quite sure that it's going to work for all the cases. So that's what we call it as constraints. So we are randomizing the samples sequences. Instead of sending to all memory locations and checking the memory, we are sending only to few locations. Means I'm constraining only to few locations and I'm verifying the memory there. So I'm in order to generate that, I can't there are again two kinds of stimulus generation: direct test case and randomized test case. In direct test case, that's what I was explaining previously. I have to check each and every location of address of your memory. That is not feasible. So I'll be randomly choosing few places or few corner cases which are required. If it is working for these cases, then it's quite sure it will work for all the cases. That's how we sign it off, telling that the coverage has been achieved of so much percentage. So much amount of randomization or objective has been met. That's what we call it as coverage. The percentage of objective met through constraint randomization is called as coverage. Yeah, I think this I'll be this particular slide I'll be reusing again and again. So that's why I've written the complete architecture here. So whenever I'm explaining about the APP, I will come back here again. So no need to worry if you are not understood what it is. Am I like, I don't know. I think my slides are missed. Yeah, sorry. Okay, now let me take up the APB protocol and how we are using reinforcement learning, how we can use reinforcement learning in APB protocol to get a better convergence or to get a good coverage in lesser time. That's what the objective is. So to know some basic about APB, it's a non-parallel, low speed, low bandwidth data handling protocol. If you want a high speed, then you not use APB. You can use AXA or AHB. We don't go for APB when we are dealing with blocks of your IC. That is low peripherals, low speed peripherals. You can go with APB. Okay. It is used for transferring the data from to and fro from peripheral devices. For instance, if I'm connecting a memory device to a CPU, how the data has to be accessed from the memory device to the CPU, and if you want to write, that's the reading condition. If I want to write back the data to a memory device, it has to be through certain protocols, right? So APB is one such protocol that is used to transfer the data from master to sleep. A master can be a CPU or master can be a memory device, whatever. So it's a slave-driven protocol. So it means that the slave decides the transmission speed, whether the slave can accept the data or it cannot accept the data. That's completely a slave-driven protocol. If slave is not ready, a master cannot transmit the data at any chance. So if you can assume this as like a big water tank has come to your place, and you already have some amount of water left in your tank. So you can't take the entire water tank to your uh, house. So first you have to tell him that this is the amount of space available, so you can fill it up with so much space. So it's a completely slave driven protocol. So basically, it's a very simple protocol which has only four states of operation. So this is one of the simplest or basic protocol that is used for data transmission. It has four states. I think, yeah, sorry. Let me, it's a idle state, setup, access, wait. So wait, few people don't include in the protocol, and sometimes wait can be included. According to me, wait state can also be a state that can be included in APU protocol. But if you go into some PDFs, wait state would have been excluded. But in theory, you can read somewhere wait state is also included. Yeah. First, let us see what is this APB protocol overall looks like. Okay. So let's take you have a master, and that master has to be communicated to one of the slave. There are four slaves here. So it has to be communicated to one of the slave. Maybe a data transfer, a write or read can be a write or read instruction. So we can't decide that. So the CPU generates the instruction like which is the master and which is the slave. So then the master slave interaction should happen through a bus protocol. So this is the APB is the bus protocol for now, right now, for us. So master, if it is a write instruction, the master has to give the data to APB bus, and this bus carries that data, and it transmits the data to the intended slave by address mapping. That's by a system memory map. That's all bigger complex things I've not kept here so that you don't get worried about all those things. So for now, you can take it as the master sends the data and it has to reach the slave. In order to make that happen, there should be a bus. That bus is your APB. That's all. You have to take care of that. Now, how this happens? Like, is it so easy? Like, we send some data and it goes to slave, and slave we can read data from slave. No, it's not like as we speak. There will be a lot of interconnection of IPs. So we will be integrating multiple IPs to make it as a subsystem, and multiple subsystems integrated to make it as SOC, and multiple SOCs are at the higher level. Again, you have something called CPU. So it's a bigger version of this. I've made it very simple so that you can be in line with. Okay. So first, master will be sending the data to the bus. The bus will be sending it to the FIFO, and the FIFO will be going to the slave. From FIFO, the data can be sent to the slave. Okay, understand this scenario clearly. So what happens here and where our reinforcement learning pitches in here is a FIFO is environment. A FIFO is a situation where it can take the data continuously from the bus. But there can be few problems with FIFO, like how much data is already saved in FIFO, what is the depth of FIFO. If the FIFO is at the maximum full level, so it can't take any more data, what happens to the data? And when FIFO is at empty case, almost empty, and slave is again trying to read from the FIFO, again it comes up to some error. These are all few cases of FIFO, few situations of FIFO. So I'm not speaking about asynchronous FIFO here. I'm speaking about a synchronous FIFO. If it is asynchronous FIFO, that's a different kind of discussion again. Okay. So yeah, it's a synchronous FIFO, and as data comes in, it waits there, and when slave requests, slave can take data from FIFO. That's how it works. So now here the reinforcement uh, learning actually comes into picture. So how? Okay. Before going that, let me go little bit in detail of APB. Then I will come back to tell where our reinforcement learning is actually coming. Okay. Let me go little bit in depth of APB. Okay. So APB is a black box. As a if you think APB as a black box, so it's just a bus. It's a bus which is carrying the data or signals from master to slave. That's all. So if you little bit make it as a white box or a gray box and see, there are multiple signals in that. So you can see majorly there is a clock signal which is trying to bring in the synchronization between multiple IPs, and reset. Of course, you know the requirement of reset to bring it to the initial state. Okay. Now these are the signals that we have. There is a select signal. Actually, it is p select x, so that it can select multiple slaves. P select. So one select is p select is there to select one of the slave. Out of four slaves, I want to select one slave. That X decides which slave you want to select. The address will be sent in that particular p-select signal. Then you have enable. Once you are selecting the slave, then the next clock cycle you have to bring your slave and master to synchronization. So once your slave is ready, the data transmission happens. Well and good. So there I'm going to get the address, and also we'll be knowing whether it's a write instruction or a read instruction. And the data that we are transmitting or reading, that will be you'll be getting that in either PW data or PR data. So if your APB runs into some error, then you have to pass it back your slave. So this is the overall signals of your APB, and this is the state diagram. Let me spend some 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes on this APB state diagram, because this is the where you have to understand of reinforcement learning comes in. Let me spend some 2 3 minutes on this. So in some slides before, I had given the states of APB. You'll be having idle state, setup, access, and wait state. So what is this? How it works or how it happens is, in the previous diagram, if you see, whenever there is no select signal, means there is no address for slave, then your APB has to do nothing. It's just idle bus. If select is zero, then definitely enable doesn't matter for me. It's a don't care condition for me. If select is zero, then there is no slave. If there is no slave, it's in idle state. If I get p-select as some signal, out of four slaves, I have to select one of the slave. If I get that signal, then I will be moving it to a setup state. Means that particular slave has been latched to the master. So once slave, if slave is not ready, then slave it not raise p ready equal to 1. So p ready is equal to 1. It means that you are in idle state already. If you are in idle, it means that slave is ready to accept the data. When select and ready are 1, then definitely we have to go to the setup state. and then I'll be making the enable signal equal to 1. It's a after one clock cycle, immediately I'll be making enable equal to 1 so that I'll move to access state. So let me go slow, telling that if p select is equal to 1, I'll be latching to the slave, and master slave connection is established now. Here there is no restriction that I have, after a one clock cycle only I have to go here. There is no restriction. Whenever select comes, I will go here. But here there is a restriction. After coming here, you can't keep waiting here. Next immediate clock cycle, positive edge or negative edge, whatever you have developed or designed, you have to come to access state. Here comes your entire process. Like you come to the access state, now your slave should be driven to ready as 0, because if in access state, if you make ready equal to 1, it goes to idle state, or it tells that it is ready for some other master also. It should not happen. Once slave is connected to a particular master, the data transmission has to happen from master to slave or slave to master. It should not stop in between. There is no abrupt change or abrupt stoppage of data. Once we are in access state, the slave can raise ready, or it can bring down ready to 0 also, telling that I'm not ready enough to accept the data from master, so I can't accept the data right now. The master has to wait for the slave. So this is a dangerous situation because master is operating at higher speed when compared to slave, and master cannot wait for indefinite time to the slave to become high. I hope this problem is a little bit clear for you. The slave is telling master is not ready. Sorry, slave is telling slave is not ready. By pulling period equal to 0, it is telling I'm not ready to accept the data, and master has to wait for me. But master is operating at a higher clock speed compared to slave. So this master cannot wait for the slave. Instead of that, cannot wait for indefinite amount of time. Instead of that, he tells he can wait only for so much amount of time. If the slave don't come back to the access state within that specified amount of time, then the data will be lost because master has already transferred the data to bus. So this is a very dangerous situation where we are going to lose the data. So this is where reinforcement learning is majorly used by us to make sure that the slave responds before master comes, before master transmits the data. That's where we are going to define the states, clearly telling that if you are going to a wait state, you can maximum take only up to 2 clock cycles. And if the slave is not able to complete that in 2 clock cycles in a particular scenario or environment, if this has occurred previously, then in the history of such space, we'll definitely tell this scenario has already occurred and the slave has not responded within that time, and we have lost the data previously. So that will be a red flag raised to us. Any doubts?
Some noise is there. I will mute, sir. You continue.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is where the reinforcement use case is used by the developers, like telling this was a scenario or situation previously occurred, and the slave has not responded or got back to the access state within 2 clock cycles. So this scenario can reoccur, so that it can also we may lose the data again. So this definitely helps us giving the past history in the search space, telling that this scenario or environment has to be avoided. So this is one case of telling the reinforcement learning. Okay, let me go through this FIFO. So this is a general structure of synchronous and asynchronous FIFO. So if I take FIFO, so I'll generally FIFO is not a big architecture of study. So it's a simple structure. We'll be having address locations, and these address locations we'll be using to store and retrieve the data. That's a simple use case of FIFO. So here we'll be using reinforcement learning for telling to defining how much depth is required. for this particular transaction. Transaction stands for the amount of data that we are transferring from master to slave. So this is already we are using many other techniques to define the depth. Like if you have a two clocks, fast clock and slow clock, then we will be taking a ratio of that with address width that will define the depth of FIFO. That there are other techniques also which we are already using, but reinforcement learning is used to define the depth dynamically and in a faster way. So automatic wherever we need some sort of automation, we are using reinforcement learning. Okay. So if you see what happened after generating this using reinforcement learning in our verification strategy is, yeah. So this is one verification plan I was trying to discuss with you guys, that I've created a test bench architecture, and I used this architecture for a particular design. Let's take the FIFO itself is our design now, and I'm running the all my verification plan test sequences on the FIFO, and I'll be getting some sort of results, meaning that these are all the address locations I am intended to search, and out of that, so many addresses I've searched. I hope, let me repeat. In the sequences, I'll be telling these are all the addresses I am intended to check, but out of that, only so many are checked, so many are verified. This gives the coverage analysis. Out of the total, how many have been covered? So if I have covered some 60%, the entire design I have to achieve is 100%, but I have achieved only 60%. So now my reinforcement learning technique helps me telling that these are all the possible cases you are not tested, you are not verified, you are not used. If you would have used these cases, the coverage would have improved. So in order to increase the coverage, we are going to search in this already history. We have created history in a lookup table telling that these are all the cases we have run on a particular FIFO, and this is the amount of coverage we have achieved. So if I am achieving lesser coverage, it tells me that I have not used many cases, test cases, or I have not generated sufficient amount of random signals, so that I'm not able to achieve the coverage. So let me go back here. The impact of using reinforcement learning in verification strategy is the regression test analysis of subsystem and SOC verification. Regression test analysis stands for multiple tests. And here I used only one test. You can see here I used only one test, but that is not the case. We'll be having multiple tests. We are running multiple tests on the design. So we call that as a regression test. So by using this reinforcement learning, if I'm already verifying a FIFO, I'll be knowing these are all the tests I have to use, because I already know that. I know the FIFO which I'm using. So since I know already the subsystem which I'm using or IPs which I'm using, the regression test is already available for. Sorry, the test plan is already available for me in the history of lookup table. I'll be taking those proven test cases and verify my IPs or integrated IPs as subsystems. So this reduces the time taken to create new test plans. I not have to create new test plan again and again if I know the design already. So to our bad luck, all designs or DUTs will be only black box before verification. Only you will be knowing about the specification. So by using these specifications itself, if we are having a huge amount of test space, so such space of test cases, that will be sufficient for us to tell, okay, this is the particular design that is intended to be verified, and these are the probable test cases we can use, and this is the amount of coverage we can achieve by that. So that's the biggest advantage of using reinforcement learning, to reduce the time taken to create new test plan. So we don't need a new verification plan for that. We can reuse the plan. And another technique, another major advantage which came was the constraint randomization. So even though we are randomizing, I'm telling in the initial starting itself, I told that we are not going to use the entire directed test cases, test scenarios on the DUT. We are going to randomize the test cases, and only those randomized test cases will be used. So this reinforcement learning tells me that for this particular verification scenario, these are all the possible randomized test cases that we have to use to get the maximum coverage. So how we are getting that is whenever we get a FIFO, let's take today I got a FIFO like this, a FIFO1, this diagram especially FIFO1. On this I have run a particular test cases. For those test cases, I got a amount of coverage analysis. Some 60% has been covered. So I'll make all the test cases and all the scenarios and the amount of coverage. Here you can take the coverage as reward. Okay, design as environment, and the test cases as agent. So you can interconnect yesterday's class to previous session to today's session. Okay, then I'll be getting probably a certain amount of coverage that will be making it up into a lookup table. So here my lookup table will have a verification plan, a verification strategy, a scenario, and the test cases that have been run on a design, and the amount of coverage that we have got from the design. So this 5 to 6 columns will be having the in the lookup table. So now lookup table becomes my history. So in next uh, coming days, if I'm given another block to verify, so let's take I am using this FIFO, which was very much similar to this by address width and depth. Both were almost same. Then I don't have to create test plan again. I can just tell that by using this lookup table, I can tell this is the amount of coverage we have got already. If you want, we can try it again for that particular FIFO. I again make it very clear that if it is FIFO itself, we'll be having again two kinds of FIFOs, whether it is synchronous or asynchronous. If you are getting a synchronous FIFO for verification today, and I am verifying, if I'm using same test plan for asynchronous FIFO, then it becomes a problem. So we should be very clear telling that different verification plans for different IPs. So other important advantage or impact of reinforcement learning was we can automate the constraint randomization technique. We can automate that, telling that, okay, this is the particular IP I am verifying today. So if that is the case, an engineer is not necessary to sit in front of the desktop and see in front of the machine and see that all the test cases running. Okay, we can automate. Okay, if this is the IP, these are all the test cases has to be run on that particular IP. We already have that in lookup table. We will be just giving this stimulus to the DUT, and we'll be capturing the responses in a lookup table, and we'll be comparing with the previous results what we have got. So this helps us to improve the coverage analysis, telling that if at all if you have got some 60% coverage in previous day, today if I'm getting some better coverage on that, so definitely we'll be updating our lookup table. That's what we discussed in previous class, telling that updating the policies. Okay, so here we are going to generate the sample space, that is search space, for all the test cases, for all possible test cases, and we are going to make a report of coverage. So this is the amount of coverage we are going to get for all the test cases, and we make it a search space for that. This can be used for future directions. This is the impact of reinforcement learning used for a verification strategy in for this particular scenario. Okay, so I have not explained for a subsystem. I have explained only for a IP level verification. If we scale up this to a larger extent, the impact will be more, because to verify a particular subsystem, it takes a lot of time and effort that can be Now reduced. Time can be reduced by using reinforcement learning. So this is what I wanted to speak about the verification, reinforcement learning in VLSI design verification. So if you have any doubts up to here, you can ask me, because next I'll be moving on to the advanced computing architecture. So let me take up 2 minutes time for taking any questions from you at this stage.
It seems no question from participant side, sir. You can continue.
Sir, will the participants ask questions by voice or chat box, so that I have to check chat box also.
They wish, sir. They wish.
Okay,
But in chat box also no questions. You
okay,
can continue, sir. You can continue.
okay. Then let me continue. Okay. So this is another application I thought of discussing with you people of hardware acceleration in advanced computing. So if it is a topic on advanced computing, generally people speak about cloud computing and taking the data into the cloud, operating that in a faster way, some through some big data and kind of things. You would have heard it already. So I thought of giving you some sort of research problem by itself, so that if someone interested can take it forward as their own PhD work itself. So this is the technique we are using, called as hardware acceleration. This can be applied for any application, like any deep learning application, or like classification, segmentation, super resolution, or any other techniques, applications that you want to use, you can use it. So the idea of this is, if you are developing a CNN architecture on a hardware, the main problem comes with the computations. I mean, the convolution operation, right? Like multiply, shift, and add. So if you want to do some convolution operation, these are the three steps to be performed. That's for sure. But the problem is, the data you have to, the coefficients that you take is in some memory location. The pixels of the image is in some other memory location. You will be taking the data from two memory locations. So if you observe this diagram, so this is what I was telling, that the data is present in one location called slave one, your what you call the coefficients, and the image is present in another location, maybe in slave 2 or in slave 1 itself, some address location. So you're reading a data from memory. So it's a little bit, it's not so fast processing situation. So it takes a huge amount of time to read a data from memory locations. That itself takes time. The second step is you're doing some operation on that. See, means you're like you're shifting, multiplying, and adding some sort of convolution operation you're performing. That again takes a moment of time. So because of this, the speed at which you are operating may not be as good as the speed that you expect. Because when you are using a exclusive hardware, when you are developing exclusive hardware for a particular operation, you cannot have a speed that you get in your softwares. We can't justify that then if both are same. So if you are having a hardware, then the speed has to be improved. So this is one technique to improve the speed of operation. So the yeah, what we can do here is the objective is uh, hmm, uh, what we have to do is we have to create a sample space for memory efficient algorithms that can be used in any of the image processing applications. So the objective is to design a high speed neural network accelerator. Means you design some neural network CNN architecture, and that architecture you want to put it on a hardware. How to put and all those things is a separate field of study again, that you can uh, we can, if you want, we can discuss if anyone interested can discuss with me later. That is the objective. The solution is you create a huge lookup table, a search space where will be, because the coefficients are already predefined. We already know the coefficients of the filters. There is no new filter that we are going to design and use it for CNN applications, right? So we know the coefficients already. We know the image values that it can range from 0 to 255. We'll multiply these two values, pre-compute these values, and store it in memory locations already stored in the memory location. So the advantage of this is whenever the scenario comes of multiplying two values which are from coefficient a coefficient from the filter and a pixel from the image, reading these two values, performing some operation is less speed when compared to reading only one value which has been already pre-computed and stored in memory location. I hope you accept with me. So just you have to check these are the two values that are coming. So you fetch this data from this address. That's all. Very simple. Okay. It's I understand this is not so simple as I am telling, but still, when compared to reading two data and doing some computation, than that, if you are only reading a data from one address location, that will be more faster when compared to reading two data and doing some computation. Okay. So here if you ask me where do this reinforcement learning come in picture is we have to know what is the kind of picture that we are reading. If you know the picture, then we can estimate, okay, these are all the pictures that can come, and these are the coefficients already proven coefficients, and this is the lookup table we have. In order to create that lookup table with a good reward mechanism, we need to have a reinforcement learning. So that lookup table, exhaustive lookup table, gives all the possible pixel values that has been multiplied with coefficients, and you can just read them, and that's enough. That you are done with that. So 27% of time was reduced in our simple architecture that we used. 27% time was reduced by using this method, a simple method. Like this, you can think of your own ideas and come up with some new ideas and uh, compare the results before and after using any of the reinforcement algorithm. We used only a value-based model, value-based reinforcement learning technique. You can come up with some model-based neural network. We are also working on that to come up with a model-based reinforcement algorithm so that we can improve our speed. I hope this part is clear. This is another application where I wanted to discuss with you on advanced computing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Before going there, so what if you ask me in the previous scenario, then what are the challenges that we faced? The main challenge that we face is the interaction with memory, because that's the main problem in any hardware computations, because we have to design an efficient algorithm so that we can read data from your ROM, that is SDD, and bring it to your executable memory to RAM. So that itself takes a huge amount of time. That's the main challenge lies. So can we come up with, if we come up with some sort of technique where we can save up some space for this entire lookup table in SSD, then definitely the speed can be further increased. But the problem comes like always, RAM is lesser when compared to your, I mean, SSD is lesser when compared to your SD. It will be in terms of TBs, but SSD will be only in terms of some GBs. That space will be very limited. And also we have to use that cache memory very carefully for other because we'll be using it for other operations also. So this limitation or challenge of using this OS related issues are still existing. We are working on that to improve the to come up with some strategy to make up some space to store it in cache memory for faster execution. Okay, this is what I wanted to discuss about advanced computing and a use case of using reinforcement learning in verification plan. I hope explained you in a reasonable way. If you have any doubts, you can definitely ask me at any time. So now I'm a little bit moving towards the future trends in AI, because the topic also includes the future trends, like what can be the future of this AI or where we are heading towards. Okay. So whenever we take up this artificial intelligence, we always think about robots. At least I always fascinate about this robots, especially in movies. Like we'll be seeing this robots walking, like transforming, uh, jumping, moving. But how it's possible? How much amount of computation is the behind, so that we can build up our own robot, humanoid robot, for instance. Okay, so if we see the future of this robots, we can have mainly some sort of automated systems. That's where we can see the future of AI. Wherever you want to make it a tedious work to be automated, or a time consuming work to make it a little bit more faster, there in all those places AI will come into picture, because people want their work to be done at faster pace and with less, with cost effective. So we all are going to have AI in all those applications or places. So if you ask some examples, so it can be in visual perception, like in, for example, if you are in some guy who is sitting in front of monitor just to see whether surveillance, yeah, just to see whether some person is passing or not. Entire day his job is to see whether someone is passing or not. In those cases, you can have one simple like a robot which can just look into that, and it can be more accurate than human error, to avoid human error. It can be used in speech recognitions, in decision making. So in decision making, little bit explain understanding is, if you want to buy a stock, or if you want to invest somewhere in a mutual fund, so in those kind of decision makings, this robots can be very very helpful. AI machines can be very very helpful to reduce, by reducing the amount of risk, by developing a better algorithm. If you have a better algorithm, then it can be definitely used in trading. So if you see real life examples, yeah, examples where maybe we are not seeing something called self-driving cars or navigation systems, at least today, but in future, as a future trend, if I'm speaking, definitely these things are going to come. So where there are no drivers to drive a car, the robots can still drive. The car itself is can move. Yeah. And chatbots, already we are using plenty of it. We are going to use more and more again. So this, because of IoTs, you are going to have a huge number of devices that are coming up. So we'll, nowadays at least we are having only one mobile with us. In future we'll be having at least 6 to 8 components connected to our life, day-to-day life. Without that we can't survive. In maybe it can happen like that. Compu- uh, Human versus computer games, like if you want to play any game, gaming is another bigger future of AI. And this is the one place where reinforcement is used very rigorously in gamings. The machines learn daily better and better through its experience. So if you're, for example, if you're playing a chess against a machine, maybe you are winning today because of its moves, its reward mechanism. It understood that because of this set of moves, it lost the game today. So that kind of lookup table and reward mechanism will be stored in that memory. If you play again, so it will be updating its policies, it will be updating its strategies. So taking that in the next day, it may again lose, but after a few days, it will become more intelligent than the person who is playing, who were winning to it previously. So these are all only few applications I've mentioned over here. There can be uh, many other applications which can be placed over here as a real life AI examples. And AI again can be classified as weak AI and strong AI. If you take this kind of robotic arms where its work is only to place a particular object in a particular specific location, then it did not have to think anything, like, right, just there will be a set of predefined time divisions where for certain amount of time it has to bend one particular part of that entire robotic arm, either to place or pick a particular object. So this we can classify this as a weak AI, and it can be something like which can think by itself. That will be a strong AI. Okay. So if you see the basics of AI was machine learning, okay, which gives the ability to learn without any sort of what do you call reprogramming it again. Okay, once you develop a machine learning program or algorithm, that has to learn by itself through its experience without any reprogramming. Okay, in order to test the intelligence, Turing test was introduced, but many people still don't agree that that's a better way to have a Turing test. So in future of AI, you can have in military applications, you can have your AI. So in you can have, for if you want to hire a some advocate for your some case, you can have this future. This AI can be used there in future. So in music, already in music, AI has made lot of inroads nowadays. Lot of tunes have been made by AI in business and in healthcare. In these are all the few trust areas you can think about, including AI in your if you're a AI developer. So what are the benefits of using AI is, so it is used to reduce the human loss or human casualties, like in wars or some dangerous workplaces where, for example, if you're going into a mining area where it's a human threat to go into such a deep positions, then we can send our robots, because we are not going to lose our human life there, because robots can be regenerated. In such certain situations of natural disasters and car accidents, these are the places where you not have to you can save your we can save the human life. This is about, I'm speaking about a strong AI which can think by itself, or it can be like a simple day-to-day activity, so that we can make our job easier. We don't have to do any cleaning kind of thing. We can use robots for that, and for shopping and transportation we can use robots. I mean, you can use AI. So this is the closing remark I wanted to give on reinforcement learning is really making inroads into the fields of automation. Okay, what we need for that is we need to have a huge search space. and definitely we have to develop a better algorithm to find in that search space. So if you are taking time to find a particular solution in that entire solution space, then definitely we are not going to have a better result. So we should have a better algorithm that can find the solution in an optimized way in the search space. Okay. So, so what requires is sensors. So what requires from the environment? We need to sense the situation. So sensors is going to play important role in future, and design of sensors is going to be a real. I can tell like future. That's where the design of sensors is going to become again a big job market in future days. So the sensors are really required to detect the changes in the environment. If you want to make it automated, first you have to sense it. Then sensor comes into the picture. If you sense properly, then the agent can take the decisions properly. Because of that, it can achieve maximum rewards. So reinforcement learning is compatible with all kinds of data. In general, what we call it as an environment. So it is compatible with all kinds of environment. Only thing is, because I already told in the previous session itself that environment is a black box. We need not have to know anything about the environment. Even then, we can make some analysis of the environment. Yeah, this was the closing remark. So resources. If you have any questions, you can ask me. If you don't have, then I can go to the MATLAB tool and show you something about reinforcement learning for next 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. It seems no questions from participant side. You continue, sir. Time is less, sir.
Okay,
You
let me
continue that MATLAB session.
yeah, yeah. Let me show you how to use the reinforcement toolbox in MATLAB. Uh, we don't use MATLAB because we don't have a licensed version of it. We'll be using only Python for developing some reinforcement learning, but I can't share that with you guys, so I'm showing with a MATLAB, uh, open source MATLAB. Okay, so you don't have to go here. Just go for reinforcement learning. If you are new to MATLAB, just type it as help reinforcement learning toolbox. Okay. So if you are having maybe a licensed version, you can get the apps over here itself in a reinforcement learning app. You'll be getting something on reinforcement learning. Since this is not a licensed version, I don't think we have an option for that. Yeah, I don't have an option for that. Anyways, I can go to the documentation and I can see what are the tools at least available for us to understand this reinforcement learning. Okay, these are all some of the online resources that you have to which are already available, readily available. Just you can take it as a course, free of cost, so that you can have some good hands-on on this. You can go to any of the link maybe for this. You'll be getting a good amount of yeah knowledge on this tutorial. Yeah, this is one. This is an interactive like you can copy this code and just paste it, and you can create your own environment in your MATLAB command window or editor window, and you can see the results. Okay. So just copy this and pasting. It doesn't make any amount of knowledge here. So I leave it to you people. You will have a reference. You can keep this as a reference, and you can learn from this. So what are the kinds of things? What are the kinds of things you have for creating an agent, creating an environment, and seeing the result, like how faster it can read and all those things. and you can also validate the results. Like this, many examples are given. You can definitely go through all these things. And also, there is a beautiful course on this online course. I don't know whether it's available here or I saw it somewhere here, I think. Yeah, self-paced online course. So I just wanted to show you guys this course. So I just started something. So this course takes some 2 hours time. So this gives a clear understanding on starting from the scratch, how to create an environment, how to create an agent, how to initialize in the beginning stage. Okay, if you're a very new beginning developer, you can go through this online on ramp course, very useful one. And it's a free version. And also remember, I'm not endorsing MATLAB, just trying to give you the knowledge. It's that it's available so that you can use it in future if you want. Yeah, like this will be given some tasks, uh, like how to, this is how to define an environment. Like that you'll be having some tasks, and also there will be a hint for that. It's a, even if you don't know the answer, just go to see solution or go to hint. You can see how to create this particular task in your command window. This definitely a good learning experience, learning point. You can take up all these codes, all these tasks. It's starting from scratch, and you can, it's a something like Simulink and MATLAB together. So there is something for future practice also you can take up like this. Okay, I think yeah, I think that's all from my end. If you have any sort of queries or something, you can ask.
Any questions from participant side? If you have any questions, you can ask by muting your mic, unmuting your mic, or else in chat box. Okay, sir. It seems no questions from audience side, participant side. Uh,
Okay, okay then.
right. Good afternoon to everyone. It is truly a honor to stand before you today to extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of Sri Mittapalli College of Engineering. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Ravindranath, for his enlightening session on future trends in AI and advanced computing. Sir, your deep insights, expertise, and engaging delivery has provided us with a clearer understanding of the Evolving Landscape of Artificial Intelligence and Advanced Computing. Your session has not only broadened our knowledge but has also sparked curiosity and enthusiasm among all the participants. The thought-provoking discussions and real-world applications you shared will undoubtedly inspire us in our future research and professional endeavors. Once again, thank you, Dr. Ravindranath Kadirappa, for your valuable time and for sharing your wisdom with us. We hope to have more such insightful sessions with you in the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's really appreciable that, in spite of your health issue, you are still doing this. Uh, if I was in your situation, I would have not done this. Really, that's
Thank
really
you, sir.
appreciable,
Thank you
sir.
very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sir, Naga Jagadish, sir. Okay, okay.
Sir, I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. Right. Good afternoon to everyone. We are honored to welcome Dr. Naga Jagdish Bommaganeni, Professor at the School of Computer Science and Engineering, Vellore Institute of Technology, AP, Amravati, Andhra Pradesh, as the distinguished resource person for today's session, AI and Internet of Things and AI for Big Data Analytics in the ATAL Faculty Development Program. Dr. Jagdish holds a PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Kakinada, and an MTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. He has extensive research background with a strong focus on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and signal processing. He has successfully completed DRDO funded research project worth 7,80,000 on adaptive notch filter for real-time signal processing and has received multiple grants from AICT and the Ministry of Education, Government of India for organizing technical training programs, national conferences, and social service initiatives. Dr. Jagdish has published over 45 research papers in reputed international and national journals, presented more than 15 papers at various conferences, and has granted 3 international patents and published 5 national patents. He has also authored 5 textbooks and edited 2 books for UG and PG students. Recognized for his outstanding contributions to research and education, he has received multiple prestigious awards, including the A. Rao Interdisciplinary Young Research Award 2016, Uttam Acharya Award 2019, and Best Research Award 2022. Dr. Jagdish Bommaganeni is an active senior member of IEEE, a life member of the Computer Society of India and Indian Society for Technical Education, and is associated with several professional organization, organizations. His vision is to contribute to policy making in technical education and uplift rural and underprivileged youth by enhancing their employability and entrepreneurship skills. With this small introduction, I am inviting Dr. Naga Jagdish Bommaganeni to hand over the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So really, it's a great honor for me to be part of this program. Uh,
Thank
Hi, all. Once again, good afternoon. I know it's a post lunch, so but I will try to make this session as much of interesting and interactive as well. Team. Okay. So AI plus IoT, artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. Okay, so these two are two different technologies actually, but we are merging. We are trying to merging that to AI plus IoT, AIoT. So we are even though it's two different technologies, how it will sync, how can we how it will give the benefits to the users, even it's a different totally two different technological advancements, but by reshaping, so by utilizing that advantages from both AI and IoT, so we are reshaping the industries today. Okay, so more or less if you take few before 2 years, if you can learn something means the any some particular language, for example Java, .NET, or anything, you can that's enough for us to continue for next 10 years, 20 years, like that. That's what happening. Even Java also, it came around 10 to 15 years back and we are still using that Java. Okay, but especially if you take the last 2 years industrial technology growth, so there are more technology growth. Okay, so we got especially that AI related, we are having the many new tech websites related to AI, that's helping us to. Okay, so whether it is a .NET or whether it is a Java, but irrespective of that one, it is making us into develop the technology programs and the softwares for the organizations. That is the main impact of the AI tool, artificial intelligence. Suppose earlier there was 10 developers, for example, to develop one application we had 10 developers. Okay, so out of the 10 developers, few developers will be on the front end, few developers on the back end developers, and few people will do the testing, etc., etc. So after that one, after this AI came into the picture, so before that AI itself, we merged that roles like a front end developer and a back end developer. We merged together and we called them as in full stack developers. Okay, especially, but the count remains same. Whatever the 10 developers required, 10 developers are required to complete that activity. The same 10 developers are using that one. So after this artificial intelligence came to the our technical life. So instead of whatever the activities doing by the 10 developers, so that was completely replaced by this AI tool. Okay, so with help of this AI tool, whatever the 10 developers are developing, that everything was replaced by this AI tool. So but in order to operate this AI tool, we need one person. So instead of 10 developers, there was it turned into one developer. So like that, the AI tools are helping us to it is delivering. That means instead of learning Java, .NET forever, so it replacing everything. It's making our lives more easy. Similarly, IoT is a completely different topics, different technology. So it is providing its own benefits to us. So since these two are two different technologies, we are clubbing the two, and we are seeing how that AI plus IoT helps us our real time in our real time, and how it makes our lives easy, how it helps the industries to deliver more, to generate more revenue, etc., etc. So in order to that one, this AI plus IoT was merged, so it is called AIoT. So what AIoT means? So IoT connectivity with AI driven. So before that, before starting our session, first we will see. We are all thinking still that AI is in beginning level, etc., etc. We'll see in upcoming slides. We'll see where how AI was started and etc. So we are thinking like AI is, we are not using still I'm new to AI, like that we are thinking. No, that is that assumption is completely wrong. Okay, so already AI is in our lives. So AI, we are directly or indirectly we are using the AI. For example, if you are doing the code scanners and everything, right? So if you are doing that code scanner, it's nothing but it's a result of the AI to AI benefits only. Okay, so whatever the AI is which, supporting for us, so that is a result of the real time example is that code scanners only. So we are doing the digital payments, right? When wherever you are going purchasing something, we are doing the digital payments. So the digital payments, whatever you are doing, is a result of the AI too. Okay, so with the help of AI technology only, it is working, and we are making the changes. Okay, similarly, there are many with AI plus IoT, for it is new for us only, but there are already so many organizations or industries are following this AI and IoT, and in real time there are many AI IoT related examples as well. For example, I will take a couple of examples to understand, make you more understanding about this, what is the AI IoT and etc. So if you take London City Airport, so in that London, this is the first airport to integrate AI and IoT. Okay, so in London City Airport, we are using that AI plus IoT and cross technology networking. So we are using these three technologies: AI, IoT, and cross technology networking in the London City Airport. So with help of these three technologies in London City Airport, we are they monitoring the every aspect. Every aspect means for example, they are giving the more accurate results to the passengers, like where the flight is, what is the current status of the flight, what is the gate, etc. Those details, and also it is tracking the cabin crew can monitor the passenger location. So even if you are entering in some other gate and we are waiting for the gates to open and security checks everything, means the cabin crew can watch you. So there is no need to give the announcement and etc. They
चले सर
simply,
मोबाइल डिस्चार्ज हो रहा
so by seeing that by seeing by they can, the cabin crew can monitor the passenger location and where they're boarding. So what is the gate information updates, baggage as well. So the baggage tracking and everything they are tracking, and they are giving the more accurate results. Teams, if you don't mind, someone can go on mute this, yeah. So they
Okay,
are
sir. I
using
will mute. I will mute. You will continue. You continue, sir.
yeah. Thank you, sir. So this is the first London City Airport is the first city where we are utilizing this AI plus IoT together. Similarly, we are utilizing the Amazon. We are not utilizing, but we have here this one, the self-driven cars. So Tesla has introduced the autopilot cars. So with it is a self-driving cars with help of autopilot. That is the driver assistance technology. So with help of that one, the vehicles can automatically, without the driver, it can automatically drive. Okay, so for this one, the vehicle says we are thinking it's a simple vehicle only, but inside that vehicle there are they have computers and external cameras and sensors, everything. So by seeing and also there is an algorithm called a neural network model. With help of that one, and automatic that autopilot, they call it as a autopilot technology. With help of that one, so the Tesla is introduced the self-driven cars on the public roads, but it is not much. It didn't get the much craze in the people, but in the upcoming years, it will come into the market a very effective way. They are fine tuning these things. Okay, but the concept was R&D wise, it was done, and it was in it is on roads. The people are using, so that is possible that self-driven driving cars are possible means mainly because of this AI plus IoT only. Similarly, another example is Amazon Go. So Amazon, we are all making the currently we are doing the selecting our products and we are making the payments. Then it is delivering. So the upcoming Amazon Go, the next step of the Amazon is if you are selecting means it will automatically it will detect the money from your auto balance. I mean digital payments. Automatically it will complete the order. So that means instead of doing the 5 steps, you are making you are delivering in a 1 or 2 steps. That means your option will be only in selecting your whatever you want in the Amazon. You will do that one by selecting that one. Automatically it will select your address. Automatically it will do the payment from your digital payments, and automatically it will place the order. So that means instead of 5 steps, it will reduce the number of steps into 1 week, 1 step, so that it will save the time as well as the it will be more accurate, so that you people can reduce the human power, and you can get the more benefits. So these are the some of the real time AI IoT related examples. So people are even though the people are understanding, before we are understanding in the AI and OOT, first we will understand the first we will understand what is AI, what is artificial intelligence, then we will see what is IoT, and we will see how to club the two AI plus IoT together. Okay, so first AI means artificial intelligence. I think you may be gone multiple sessions related to AI. So I am not going much deeper into the AI, but I will give the high level view, like what is AI and etc. So AI refers to the simulation of the human intelligence process. Whatever the human is, we are thinking, we are making the system. That means computer to machine to think like a human. So typically through utilization of the algorithms. Since it's a machine, it won't think on its own. So definitely we have to define the algorithm, and we have to provide this supply the data. So AI systems, so there are many classifications in the AI, we will see in upcoming slides. But AI systems can learn from experience. That is called machine learning. So it can learn from the experience, and based on that experiences, whatever the new inputs we are giving, it will adjust that new inputs and perform the task. The main algorithm means it is taking the input, performing the operation, and delivering, right? The same way, the instead of that simple one, so we are adding the intelligence, artificial intelligence to that one, so that it will be machine learning. That means automatically it will learn from the experience. From the experience, it will complete that activity, it will deliver into the live. Okay, so that is the main role of artificial intelligence. Okay, so so main benefits, why we are going for artificial intelligence. Everyone is telling artificial intelligence, especially even I added, like I started with especially last 2 years, that artificial intelligence has changed our lives and everything I have mentioned. So compared with humans, computers are so we can automate more. So by automating more, we will get the more benefits. Similarly, in especially in AI, so with help of AI, we will get many benefits in various industries. So not only one or two industries limited. So in all the industries, by automating that one, we will get the more benefits. For example, especially if you are making the automation of repeating tasks. The main advantage why we have started using computers is the repetitive tasks only. So if you can automate those things through AI, with help of AI, means AI can automate that kind of a routine, repetitive, and tasks, including digital tasks such as data collection. So whatever the data collection in stuff we are making, so it will automatically collect and enter the data and process that data, and apply the rules on that data, and submit it. So this process is repeated again and again. It will do. So instead of a human make, if you human makes, there is a chances for error. So in order to avoid that errors, to if you are a human is making doing the repetitive task again and again, means definitely at one point they will lose the concentration on that one. But that is not the case with the machines. That means AI tools are machines. Okay, so with help of that AI tools, we can automate that repetitive task again and again. And also decision making. So when you are since we can't take that, we can't give all the informations at in the beginning itself. So by adding that machine learning to that machines, so it will, by experience, it will learn the new concepts, and so it will generate the new solutions to the customer, and more accurate solutions to the customer. And also it reduce the AI can reduce the human errors in various ways. For example, if you are following the if you take the Google Maps. Okay, so instead of earlier we were stop the car and we will ask the where, how to go, where to go, etc. That kind of activities. Now now within the inside the car, you are automatically you are tracking that route, and you are automatically reaching the destinations. So with help of this AI, it is possible with help of AI only. So AI can help the reduce the human errors, and it is available round the clock. That means 24 by 7 it is availability for us, and consistency as well. So always it will be in the same energy, and it always suggest us the more accurate results for us. Okay, so if you see, if you are all thinking artificial intelligence is only 2 years back it was evolved, sir. 2 years back only it came into the life, sir. No, that is absolutely wrong. Okay, so artificial intelligence is not the new concept. So artificial intelligence is there for more than 70 years. Okay, so before that, in 1950s itself, we have started analyzing the artificial intelligence. Okay, so from the artificial intelligence, that means we are adding the intelligence to the machines. So we started applying those things, but that is not in the action by that time. So it is in theoretical way. So it is on papers only. So but after we evolving the technologies again, in the latest with the latest technologies, now we are we are seeing, enjoying the benefits of the AI more in the life. Okay, so after in artificial intelligence, from the artificial intelligence, then people started machine learning. So artificial intelligence means it only adding the intelligence, but with help of machine learning, So whatever the from the past, whatever the past we had, so it is machine learning helps by through experience with the help of historical data. So it will create the new models, so that the decision based on the current situation, it will take the decisions. Okay, so we have the machine learning, which is we will train that machines with help of algorithms to take the decisions. Okay, at the same time it will learn. So the best example is your WhatsApp related. Okay, so in WhatsApp, when you are typing, so if you see sometimes if you type for example, if you are regularly interacting with your friend, for example, assume Jagdish. Okay, so when next time you are typing J itself, by the time it suggests to three or four options over that test pad. Okay, so you can learn, choose the one of that word from that one. So this is the concept of the machine learning. This is the, that's what I mentioned. So you people are thinking artificial intelligence is new. No, so already we are using the artificial intelligence in our day to day life. Okay, that machine learning, with help of that machine learning, automatically whatever the algorithms we have generated, so with help of that algorithms, it will learn from the past data, and it will automatically it corrects itself as well. Automatically it will correct. So that is the concept of the machine learning. I will show in upcoming pages like what is that example, real time example as well for you. Okay, so sir, we are telling machine learning, and we have given the algorithms. So what kind of algorithms or techniques in the currently means, there are many algorithms related to machine learning. So like linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, random forest, SVMs. SVMs means support vector machines, KNN, K nearest neighbor clustering. These are some of the machine learning related algorithms. It doesn't mean only few. It doesn't mean only few are available in the market. No. So there are many are there. These are the some of the popular. Even with by using this artificial intelligence, etc. Even we can generate our own algorithms as well. We can derive our own artificial intelligence as well. More or less the program agenda and the intention also those things only. So it makes you people to think in the direction like what is the artificial intelligence, what is required to make that artificial intelligence related. So in that process, so these are the some of the few algorithms that makes our systems in the machine learning. So even though there are many things are there, especially you people has to focus more. If you ask me, sir, which one is the more emerging, so more utilizing algorithm in the production live means, so neural networks. So also it is known as artificial neural networks. So this is the one of the popular type of machine learning algorithm. Okay, so neural networks are modeled similar to our brain structure, our human's brain. So how it is more as since why I am telling that more popular means, it is more or less like our humans brain. So how we are all thinking the same similar way, these machines will help you to understand that one. So a neural network means it is a consist of just like in our brain there are many cells, right? So those are all interconnected. Similarly, in neural network, so there are consist of interconnect many layers and nodes that works together. That means that pass the information together and take that. It gives the more accurate results in the lesser span of time. For example, if you are taking that self-driving car itself, okay, it is having many sensors, cameras, and everything. So when it is driving, when any vehicle is coming near to that one, the reaction should be very quickly. So if that is taking time means definitely there is a chances for the accidents. Okay, so whatever that machine learning or artificial intelligence, with help of that one, our algorithm should be very well understand these kind of situations, and it should generate the solutions to make that whatever the AI tool or AI application we have developed more accurately, to make that more interactive as well. So no sir, I'm very new to this neural network artificial intelligence space. I want to learn everything so slowly one by one means. So my suggestion is the simplest form of machine learning is supervised learning. With help of supervised learning, you can learn. That is the simplest form of machine learning. So which involves the use of the labeled data sets, and that will train the algorithms to classify the data. So especially supervised learning means it will classify the data into data sets into different categories. Okay, so if you I want to learn some more, and means you better, my suggestion is to go with this supervised learning. Okay, no sir, already I'm having good hands-on experience, so I want to learn more, means you focus more on that neural networks, so that you will gain more hands-on and more realistic solutions. Okay, so from that machine learning, next concept is deep learning. Okay, so machine learning will based on the historical data, it allows us to learn and react. Okay, so deep learning is a subset of the machine learning only, but so instead of a simple layer, so it has a deep learning, it will have the multi-layered neural networks. So it will give the deep neural networks. It allows machines to handle the complex decision making situations. So just like our human brain, like a supercomputers, you can take it as a supercomputers. So how that supercomputers are allowing, similar to that supercomputers, this deep learning is a multi-layered neural network. It allows to it takes the complex, it simulates the complex decision making power of the human brain. Okay, so these are the new that means recent algorithms are space to related to neural networks. So it will allows you to learn the artificial algorithms in effective way. So just like as I mentioned in machine learning, I have mentioned supervised learning. So in deep learning, similar kind of algorithm is unsupervised learning. So with the help of unsupervised learning, that means automation. So that is nothing but a supervision, means it will closely track it. In unsupervised means automating. So they can automate the extraction of the features. So in unsupervised learning, it will automatically extraction the features from the large unstructured data sets, and take the decisions. So with help of deep learning, that means if it is simple problems or situations, means machine learning related algorithms will help us. When it comes to the complex algorithms, means it is a deep learning will allow us to take the decisions. So the best algorithm related to deep learning is unsupervised learning. Okay, so with help of unsupervised learning, you can learn those things. But current in the market, so the research and everything is happening related to the gen AI. Gen AI is nothing but generative AI. So generative AI refers to the deep learning models. It's a subset of the deep learning only. So as I mentioned, so for all these technologies, the father is AI only. So from AI, superset is AI only. So from the AI, so we are learning phase by phase. Okay, so generative AI is called Gen AI. So it refers to the deep learning models, so that can create more complex contents. For example, longest form of test. So high quality videos, high quality images. So to handle that kind of data, so this Gen AI will help us. Okay, so to implement the solutions or algorithms related to those new things, this generative Gen AI will help. So I'm not going in depth with Gen AI, but in high level I will give what is Gen AI. So what is Gen AI. So Gen AI will give the solutions for the very complex problems. Okay, so how it will give the solutions for that generative problems. Not only Gen AI, so any AI or machine learning, so the steps are only, it will have only three steps. Okay, so first one is training. Okay, so it will create the functional model. So with help of that functional model, it will train automatically. Then tuning, that means training means self learning. Then second step is tuning means, so whatever the data, historical data is coming, based on that one it will tune. Okay, that means it will correct itself and adapt, I mean enhance its algorithm to the new solutions. Next one is generation or evaluation or taking the decision. Okay, so next step is generation and evaluation. So with help of these things, so whatever the algorithms, so whatever the historical data, whatever the input, based on that one it will take the decision and give the more accurate results to the company or application. Okay, so in AI, these three are the main steps. One is training. So first, this is the basic functional model. Any model, first it has to be, it should have one algorithm. That algorithm should accept the inputs, and it should learn automatically. Similarly, it should tune itself. So automatically it should correct itself and learn new things, and it should give the results. Okay, so mainly in AI, so we are, I have, as I mentioned, AI. So even though it's AI is not a new concept from the past, over the 70 years we are using the AI, but the evolution was changed based on the market standards, market industries, the priorities and the evaluation was changed. So every time we got different new solutions. But now present the market ruling is artificial intelligence. With help of artificial intelligence we are getting the more results. So artificial intelligence, as I mentioned earlier, so artificial intelligence is not limited to one or two areas. Okay, so there are many areas. It is so almost all the areas, all the industries, we are utilizing the artificial intelligence in our day-to-day lives. Okay, you may not experience, I mean, you may not explicitly observe it, but we are using. So artificial intelligence is, we are using everywhere. Okay, so main applications, so we are, as I mentioned earlier, so where we are using, sir, we are indirectly or directly where we are using means, for example, if you take the neural networks. Okay, so if you take our Gmail concept, so in Gmail if you see the automatically whenever you are, the mails are coming, automatically the grouping was happening. Okay, that means if any new mail is coming, it's if it is a spam means it will move the spam folder. Similarly, if it is a normal means, in, I mean, your regular testable contact means it will move the mail into the inbox. Similarly, when you are composing, now it is doing the autocorrect. So earlier we have to manually correct the spellings and everything, but with help of this artificial intelligence, especially this natural language and neural networks related, automatically it is doing the corrections as well. So this is the one of the real-time example where we are using AI and in our day-to-day life. So if you are using Google means definitely you are a one of the user of the AI. Okay, similarly image processing. Okay, so as I mentioned in the beginning, AI means, AI mainly we are using for this public identify public places where the people are gathering and etc. So in that such cases we need to identify that face detection. Okay, then only we can differentiate the people. So this is one of the main research area in the current market right now, and people are to detect that one face detections. So we are using the deep learning. Okay, so with help of deep learning algorithms, we are making the enabling this face detection in the cameras. Okay, even in your data, now you are using the latest phones means definitely this feature is enabled. You are one of the user of the AI. Similarly, optimization. So optimization means, especially when you are using the everyone, almost everyone is using the Google Maps right nowadays. So in mainly to understand what is where how is the traffic, and what is the shortest path to reach our destination, etc. So to find this shortest path related to reach the destination, we are using this optimization algorithms. Okay, so this is the one of the AI. So with help of the shortest path algorithms, this application will work. Okay, so whatever the based on the necessity, we are deriving the algorithm. We are making that machine to understand that algorithm, and we are enhancing that algorithm. This is the overall. Okay, so similarly robotics. So robotics, everyone thinking AI means robotics. No, robotics is one of the future. Okay, so with help of deep learning concept we have implemented this robotics. So that means we are making the machines to think like a human. So we are replacing those things in the our home automations. Okay, similarly game playing. Okay, so earlier, so now everyone is using the phones, so everyone is playing the games in online. So especially we are making the others online chess, online other games as well. Okay, so this games, everything game playing was introduced with help of deep learning. So with help of deep neural network concept, this game playing etc was implemented. So you people will make that, even though that opposite person is in a different location, this this feature will support you to make that person as more interactive, is available next to you, and make I mean make that gaming more interactive and interesting. Okay, Similarly, these are the main AI uses. So where we are using this AI means mainly this customer experience, customer service. Okay, so support related, we are using this that means virtual agents. Okay, so these chatbots. Okay, even if you are using IRCTC, any tools means yeah, Alexa, Siri. In Google also we are using interactive. Okay, so whatever you are speaking, it translating that words into that means speaking by understanding the speech, it converting into the words and giving the instructions to the machine. Okay, so especially for this customer experience services related, we are using the AI. So we call it as a chatbots or virtual assistants. Okay, so these tools uses the these tools also uses the NLP algorithms, natural language processing algorithms. With help of that one, it will automatically, earlier the humans will available to address our queries and etc. But with help of this one, we can automatically with the help of machines, that means as I mentioned in the beginning, so 24 by 7 it is available, so we no need to find another human or another employee to replace. Okay, so 24 by 7 it will be available 24 by 7 with the same energy, same way of answering, it will be available. It will reduce the I mean, it will give the more accurate results to the end users. Okay, so this is the one of the example I have mentioned. Okay, so machine learning. Okay, so online shopping, but in India, so right now we are using in the very basic level only. That means when you are when based on your interest, whatever you have done in the um, uh, Facebook or other Amazon past history means earlier what kind of products you have searched. So based on that one, it automatically suggests. Okay, even if you are a regular user of Amazon or Netflix, so there automatically based on what kind of picture you have seen, so it will give the suggestions to you, like based on past history, past experience, we are suggesting like that they are giving. So it is a result of the machine learning. Okay, so what a machine means, based on your interest, it is based on the past history, it is recording your interest and it is suggesting the new options. Similarly in Amazon etc, so based on your past shopping experience, so it is recording, it is giving the more effective suggestions, so that it saves the time for you and also reduce the fraud as well. It will help in the fraud detection and etc. So similarly washing machine. Okay, so why I am giving this number of examples means so to give the impression like you are not so far away from the artificial intelligence. Okay, already you are using the artificial intelligence. Okay, you are the regular user of the artificial intelligence and IoT as well. Okay, so automated control systems. Okay, so this is based on the fuzzy logic. Okay, so automatically the machine washing machine, based on the options we are automatically you can it will based on the cloth, based on the type of option we are choosing, so it is giving various options for you to take the decisions, like what kind of mode you should select and etc. Okay, so for this one we have used the fuzzy logic related algorithms to implement this one. Okay, so more important is security. Okay, so mainly we are using the CCTV cameras and etc. So with help of this to avoid this identify the fraud detection, to identify the faces. Okay, so for these things mainly this AI is playing the key role. Okay, so the machine learning and the deep learning algorithms are translating this transaction patterns patterns into the real-time data and helping the humans or whoever is the employees, so it is alerting and giving the more accurate data back to the users. Okay, so these are the main examples of the AI. Okay, so these are the real-time examples where we are using the AI and what is the importance of AI. So you people may have better idea, by I hope you people may have better idea like what is AI, so how it is influencing our day-to-day life and etc. Similarly IoT. So so AI and IoT is both are two different technologies. Don't club it now itself. Okay, so AI means it's a just mission, it thinks like a human. Okay, so similarly what is IoT? Okay, so we are before clubbing that two together, so we'll get the clear idea about what is AI and what is IoT. Okay, so now it is the turn of the IoT. Okay, so what is IoT? IoT is nothing but a Internet of Things. Okay, so we are all know what is Internet. Okay, so we are in the computer networks, everyone has come across this what is network and what is internet and etc. Okay, so IoT is one step ahead of that one. Okay, so Internet of Things. Okay, so it is refers to a network of physical devices. Network of physical devices. The physical device doesn't mean only computers. It can be vehicle, it can be any appliance. Appliance means like a AC or washing machine or camera, whatever it is. Okay, so these are all enabled with the sensors. Okay, IoT means IoT sensors are both are together items. Okay, so when it comes to the IoT means you should get that sensors. Okay, so main thing is, so IoT is nothing but a network of physical devices. The device can be anything, vehicle or appliance or any other physical object. Okay, whatever it is, but enabled with the sensor. Okay, sensor, to make that sensors sensors functioning, we need the software and connectivity. Connectivity means to pass the information from one place to another place, we need the that network connectivity. That means it allows allow the machines to collect and share the data. Okay, so IoT, I'm not giving the exact definition of IoT, I mean book definition. So IoT is a simple terms, if you want to learn, means IoT is a network of the physical devices with sensors, software and connectivity. It allows to collect the data and share the data. So IoT, IoT means still IoT, if people are thinking it's something, it is also I am not using in my day to day life. Okay, so no, that is not the concept. IoT is also we are using in our day to day life. It is already in our in our day to day lives. Okay, so you may you may not be directly listen to the IoT. Okay, but you people come across the IoT as a smart objects. Okay, smart objects. Okay, whatever the smart followed by anything, object may be anything. Okay, smart object means those are all part of IoT. The examples are smart devices. Okay, so whatever the smart devices you people are using means it is nothing but a IoT. It's based on the IoT only. Okay, similarly smart houses. So we are all using the smart houses. Okay, smart house, we are smart devices, smart house we are doing. Okay, smart cities, these are all the examples of the IoT. We'll go in depth like what is that IoT and etc. Okay, how does that IoT and everything will work. Okay, so IoT is nothing but a to make our lives more easy, etc. For to make our lives more easy and more uh, uh, active. So the IoT was coming. Okay, smart, so always remember IoT means you have to remember sensors, that is the first thing, and second thing is smart one. Okay, so how does IoT works means, to make that IoT functioning, so we need three things. One is first one is a smart device. You should have one smart device. So that device can be anything. It can be TV or a security camera or a mobile or your any equipment. Okay, it can be anything. Okay, so the main intention of that smart device is to capture the input, to capture the input from that wherever the location or wherever it is. So to capture that input or that usage patterns. Okay, how that functioning is happening, to capture that one we need one smart device. Okay, then second one is IoT application. Okay, so IoT application is nothing but a software. Okay, so with the help of that software we are making functioning of that IoT. That means that device you are making functioning of that device. Next one is the UA. Okay, to make that functioning, that that means you have the software, you have the device to display or capture. Okay, but in order to operate that one we need one the user interface. Okay, you need one user interface. So that is the with help of that user interface you will operate whether you on, off, etc. So the best example is, I'm not sure whether you are using the washing machines, LG washing machines or ACs, etc. So if you are using LG washing machine means you can install that software in your device. Okay, so with help of device you can operate that washing machine. Okay, you no need to go and turn off that one. So with help of your device itself, you can turn off the you can switch on the washing machine, switch on the AC, switch off the washing machine, etc. Okay, so as I mentioned, for this you need three steps I have mentioned. One is smart device. So I will take the example of this washing machine itself. Okay, here smart device is nothing but your mobile. So in with help of your mobile you are operating that washing machine. Okay, so in this washing machine, second one I mentioned software. So that software is developed already by LG through one of the IoT supplier. They when you are getting that one, it is available as an app. You can get it. Another one is user interface. So when you are installing that app, so you will get the options like you can sync that one. And the next one is connectivity. So we should have the common connectivity, that is IoT. So we need the internet to connect your smart device and that machine. In this example, the washing machine. Okay, so you no need to, if you have this internet and everything, so you no need to be in the I mean, you no need to be sit next to the washing machine. So even you are outside of your home or outside of your I mean wherever out, even if you are outside, so you can operate your washing machine. Okay, so that is the main feature of that adds smartness to your day-to-day activities. That is the main use of IoT. Okay, so the main thing is with help of IoT you will bring the more smartness to your day-to-day life. Okay, so the best examples in IoT devices are cars. Okay, if you take there are in many vehicles nowadays, if you see, if you are going from one place to another place, we are all using the Google Maps. So if you have seen in the Google Maps, there will be a live traffic. Okay, so you will see the live traffic and you can observe like whether the traffic is which in which direction the traffic is more and etc. So that traffic control is not control, the traffic observation and traffic information is enabled with help of IoT. Okay, if you are using a Google Maps means you are the user of that IoT as well. Okay, similarly, if you take the some new cars, okay, so it is automatically measuring your tire pressure as well. Okay, so that means what is the pressure in the car, tires. Okay, what is the fuel tank capacity, so uh, how much gap, I mean what is the mileage, etc. So in order to control those things, to make your car more smartness, okay, so this IoT is playing the key role. Okay, similarly, if you want to track your vehicle kids, how is your driving. Okay, if you have seen your car what is that dash cam, so in that dash cam you will see these kind of many features like what is the mileage you have take mileage was, and what is the pressure in that one, so what is the maximum speed you have gone, etc. So those details, everything will be, and also what is the path you have taken. So you can find this IoT related features in that connected cars. In similar example is smart homes. Okay, smart homes means as I mentioned earlier, so automatically turning off the devices when it is not used and operating from a different location. Okay, so similarly, if you have forgot your keys means automatically it is enabling that keys, finding that keys. And doors also nowadays, the doors also coming with the smart keys. Okay, so you no need to be sit next to a door and stand next to the door, and no need to operate manually. Okay, so from different location also you can open the gate. Okay, from second floor or third floor you can open the gate for the vendors. Okay, so these are all the some of the examples. Similarly, smart cities, our CM is keep on telling like smart cities. Even central government also telling the smart cities. So the examples like measuring the air quality. So what is the current situation in the weather situation, and alerting our people, especially related to so this weather related and forecasting the weather, etc. So those are all the some of the places where we are using the IoTs. Okay, similarly, smart buildings as well. Smart buildings means, so it automatically see like what is your energy consumption, so what is the maximum cost where we are involving, like plumbing related, etc. So it gives the clear picture to you people to take the decisions. Okay, so these are the some of the features in the IoT related. So if you can ask, IoT is not a simple thing, a particular one or two limited technologies. Okay, so it is a mix of everything. Okay, so you can use it for all the applications where in all the industries we can use the IoT. Okay, for example, so like agriculture, energy sector, defense, education, waste management, etc., etc. So I have mentioned already, I have covered that smart cities related, smart cities, smart buildings, and etc. Okay, so similar to that one, you can use this one. Okay, similarly, if you take retail related, means retail, already Amazon is effectively placing innovative solutions, and making the human machine collaborations. Okay, so if you have seen, I'm not sure how many of you observed it or not. If you are seeing, if you have gone to the supermarkets and the stores in few cities, I mean few cities, it's just emerging level right now. Okay, so earlier the billing was done manually. Even nowadays also doing manually and etc. Okay, so nowadays in few shops, especially like Amazon and some other shops, they are, what they are doing is they are automatically billing. Okay, so you no need to stand in a queue or anything. Simply there will be scanners. You can scan that one. With help of that scanner, automatically it will generate the bill, and you can make the payment and you can move away. So so why we are using all these things means to make our day, our life more happy and more effective, and reduce the wastages. Okay, so reduce the wastages. So the IoT has the I would say the IoT, this artificial intelligence has the major impact in our human life and our day to day work as well. Okay, so it allows machines to do more heavy lifting. Okay, so earlier humans are making the weight lifting and etc. With help of machines, it automatically operating the heavy lifting, and takes the tedious task into, and makes our life more healthy, productive, and comfortable. So that's why this IoT and artificial intelligence are getting more attention, and it is replacing more and more. Okay, so for example, if you yeah that you can monitor your daily smartwatches you people are using, right? So with help of the smartwatches, you are making your life more, you are you are becoming more healthy. Like you can track how many steps you have walked, how many kilometers you have tracked. So it gives more info, like this week how much, today how much steps you have covered. So this week how much you have covered. Okay, so overall this month how much is covered. Similarly, coffee machines related, so how much coffee machines, I mean how many coffees you have taken, how it impacts your health, etc., etc. So these are all the some of the emerging features in the IoT. Okay, so it is the main IoT related. So IoT related, sir, for AI related, we have discussed some algorithms like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, etc., etc. Similarly, mainly, so IoT. So if you take the IoT, so in what are the technologies mainly related to IoT means, so it is mainly related to edge computing. Okay, so edge computing is the refers to the technology that is used to make smart devices. So especially if you are making the smart devices related means, it's called edge computing. Okay, so this edge computing mainly refers to make the smart devices to more than just sending and receiving. Okay, so that earlier the phones are used for only on and off, but now you are seeing everything. You are watching all the late, you getting the latest updates, and you are passing, you are doing the shopping and everything. So like this, instead of simply sending and in the place of sending and receiving, these IoT platforms helps makes the smart devices more effective. That means it increases the computing power. So whatever the features it is making, so it makes more computing means calculation power, so more solution power to the smart devices. So that is edge computing is one of the technology that is related to IoT. So I want to learn IoT, sir, means, so my suggestion is concentrate uh, concentrate on that edge computing. Similarly, cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing is the another advanced one. So that is used to cloud, as I mentioned in the as the name specifies. Cloud means it allows you to make the remote functioning. Okay, so that again that washing machine example. So instead of sitting or smart door. Okay, so instead of standing or sitting next to the door, so from some other location, that means remote you are tracking. Okay, so the cloud technology mainly used for remote data storage and IoT device management. So your data will be stored in somewhere in cloud. Okay, so AWS. Okay, so Google cloud, etc., etc. So that means whatever the transactions you people are making and etc. related, so to store the data we need one technology. Okay, so the edge computing speaks or tells about how to make that smart devices and their functioning, etc., etc. And cloud computing speaks about the cloud related IoT. That means how the data stored, how to bring that IoT smartness to this one. In addition to that one, machine learning also one of the topic. So okay, so machine learning also one of the technology we have to learn if you want to learn the IoT. Okay, so these are the main picture about the IoT. Okay, so now we know what is AI, so how it is impacting our day to day life, what is the main benefits of AI we know. Similarly, we know what is IoT and etc. Okay, so as I mentioned in the IoT, so we need these are the some features we need, like these are the main characteristics of IoT. We need the connectivity. So definitely it's IoT. So network is compulsory. We have to use the IoT. Similarly, we need the smart devices. Intelligence is indirectly speaks about that smart devices and algorithms only. Okay, and scalability. Scalability means number of devices. Even whatever the solution you are suggesting, that should allow you to think like think, I mean, even if you are enhancing, that means adding the new devices means our algorithms should not impact that algorithm, I mean functioning of the devices. Okay, and safety. Okay, these are the some of the features of the IoT. Okay, so these are the examples I have covered already when I'm speaking. Okay, so these are the areas where we are using and etc. Okay, so IoT is even though I mentioned it as sensors, sensors is the key thing. IoT means sensors should come into the main thing, but not only that one. So these are the other areas like where we are the IoT will play the major role. Okay, so these are the some examples of like how our smart home, how the self-driven cars, and etc. etc. Okay, so these are the main AI and IoT. Okay, so now we are merging AI. Before that, yeah, before discussing together, yeah. So in IoT mainly there are layers. So when you are developing an algorithm or anything, so these are the main algorithms. Just like our computer networks, we have seen some 7 layers, right? Similar to that one in IoT also, since it's related to uh, what is that networking, here also there are some layers, so we need to understand that layers as well. Okay, but I'm not covering that layers for now because it is more theoretical already. So we are discussing more on the theoretical part. Okay, so I'm not covering, but you should have aware of what is this layers and how it helps you people and etc. Okay, so these are the main things about the IoT. Okay, so and these are the some of the IoT enabled technologies like so wireless sensor, I mean embedded systems, big data, cloud computing. So these are all the some of the examples of the IoT, like where we are these are the technologies we should understand or we should focus in case I want to do any research or I want to learn some IoT related means you people can go for this IoT. Okay, so this is one of the example like how the IoT will work, that with help of sensors. So as I mentioned again and again, the sensors are the heart of any IoT applications. So those will offer those things. Okay, so these are the some of the examples. Just for your understanding purpose, I have added. Okay, so sir, you are always telling like benefits only. So for every product, Just like coin, there will be both advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so far we have seen only the positive angle. Okay, that means advantages. So, if you can ask me, this, is there any risks or challenges with the IoT? Yes, definitely we have. So, for every product, there will be pluses and minus. So, similarly for IoT also, there are, even though IoT offers many benefits, so there are several risks and challenges as well. So, most significantly, the security. Okay, so as IoT devices are becoming, once you started these devices, smart devices, so it is more, if you are becoming more, utilizing more and more means, everywhere you will get it, the smart cameras and smart devices and everything. Okay, so even though security is security is one of the, I mean, positive angle, it giving more security for us. But when it comes to the risk and the challenges means, the security is one of the most concern as well, because we are the whatever the personal data we are getting, so those details are, there is a chances for misusing as well. Okay, for example, your credit cards or any data will be stored. Okay, so in that, I will take that example of Amazon Pay, Amazon Go. So automatically it is paying, everything is good, but in case if it is misused, okay, so as the IoT, it's a simple software, right? There is a chances for misuse as well. So in such cases, there is a huge impact for our day to day, our lives, as well as it will collect vast amounts of personal data. So these are all raises the concerns related to our privacy and data protection. Okay, so we are not sure how strongly it is secured, even though it is in the cloud. We are telling like a private cloud and etc., but there is a chances for the risk. Okay, so even though we are going together in this one, but there is a chance of risk over here as well. So that's what they are telling. Okay, but based on our applications, based on our needs, we have to take that decision, like whether it is required or not. Okay, similarly interoperable the issues. Okay, so we are operating many smart devices. Okay, it is not necessary everyone is using the Apple phone okay, some people will use Samsung, some people will use some other Android device, some people will go for the Apple. So when we are using different man from the IoT devices from the different manufacturers, okay, so we are not sure about the standards. So how that manufacturers are giving that IoT device, are how effective it is, how how standards it is, how the protocols are, how it is, etc. Okay, and also there is a chances for miscommunication as well. So now that problem is not there. So every day, so when Android devices and iPhone devices, there is a chances, there is a machine to machine communication was, it won't happen. Okay, even though we are having many apps and softwares, the machine to machine communication, that means iPhone to Android phone, the data passing and etc., those details, there were some challenges by that time. Okay, similarly this IoT device are manufactured by different companies, so there is a chances of machine to machine communication gap, and similarly data privacy wise also there is a chances for data security and data privacy wise also there is a little bit of risk is there. Okay, similarly, so we are, if you are going to, so for there is a chance for data overload load as well. Okay, so in order to continuously monitor your devices, continuously track your devices, continues to track the smart devices. For example, your home smart keys. Okay, so you are good with smart keys or smart cameras. That smart cameras always it should be in the on mode only. Okay, otherwise it is there is no use for the smart cameras. So it is when it is continuously it is on, it will capture the what is happening in that location, and everything will be tracked. Okay, that it has to be stored in somewhere. So if you are using more IoT devices means it generates more data, more vast amounts of data, which can impact the businesses as well. If the business is kind of a huge companies means they will have stored the data, the big data, etc., that we will discuss later. So with help of that one they will manage it. When it comes to the small organizations, so maintaining that data will be a more challenges. Okay, so even though IoT is having the main positive side, there is a negative side. So these are the some of the challenges. One is data security, data privacy, and interoperability, and the next one is data overload. Okay, there is a chance for more data can be generated. Similarly, cost and complexity. Okay, so we are all why even though IoT, these are all we are seeing many real time examples we are seeing, but still we are not much closer to the IoT because of the cost and complexity. Okay, so implementing an IoT system can be costly one. Okay, and also it complex as well. Okay, complex means we need to understand that algorithm, etc., etc. Okay, but implementing that one is something costly for now. Okay, in future we are not sure, but for now it is a costly. The implementing an IoT system in a really is a costly and complex. It requires a huge investments in the hardware devices. So, like as I mentioned in the data to store the data and the cameras, sensors, these kind of hardware devices we need to get it, and the software. Okay, we need to develop a proper software to handle, or we have to get the proper software from the vendors. Okay, similarly infrastructure. Okay, so these are all impacts. That means that hardware cost, software cost, and the infrastructure cost, these are all impact the complete IoT application. Okay, so cost and complexity is also one of the main challenge in this one. Okay, but even though these are all the main challenges we have with IoT, but IoT allows, since it is providing many benefits. So we are using these IoTs day by day, and we are increasing the IoT in our day-to-day lives as well. Okay, so in this IoT, so industries wise, these are the examples like healthcare, like tracking our pulse and smart homes, etc. Okay, so uh, suppose if you are starting any how should the business approaches IoT? So any company is developing IoT means, so how they need to do means they can simply they can't start the business. Okay, because they should have the proper strategy to start that one, not only for IoT, any application. But since the IoT involves the cost and complexities, it is suggesting business, suppose if anyone is planning to invest or start the business related to IoT means, they should have the proper IoT strategy before deploying any IoT device. So business should have clear understanding of what is their objective. Like they are planning to implement the smart devices, or what is the feature they are planning to implement as part of this one. Okay, what is the use case? What is the expected outcome? So they should have that clear understanding of that one. Then they have to secure the proper LOT IoT products, not IoT related products. Okay, since as I mentioned in the risk, security plays the key role in this IoT related. Okay, so there is a chances for the cyber attacks and like everything. So whoever is doing that business, they should understand the risk, and they should understand clear idea about what is that IoT product. Okay, how that provides that security and everything. Okay, similarly they should get the hardware devices. What is that hardware devices means? So monitor and maintain devices. So the devices should be cameras, sensors, those things they have to get it. Okay, so and also they have to manage that their data effectively. So whatever the data it is capturing, the data should be the data whatever is generating that data, right? So for example, camera is capturing that recording, right? The recording should be kept in a proper way. It should be handled in a cost effective and a proper way. Okay, so these are the some of the features. If anyone is planning to construct any IoT device means, they have to consider these are the main things. Okay, but even though IoT is, we are telling IoT risk and challenges with IoT. So, future of IoT is definitely yes, it is growing like anything. Like especially the past 2 years, it is completely changed the image. Okay, the IoT, almost everyone started utilizing this IoT. So growth level wise, which is, if you see means the number of IoT devices, so number of IoT applications in the market in today's market is continuously growing rapidly. That means it is the growth was like a straight line. Okay, usually it will go step by step, but the growth, especially past 2 years, the growth is rapidly. It has grown, and the number of IoT devices today in the market is more compared to in terms of tens of billions. It will be in the market. Okay, so not only in the advanced countries, even in developing countries like India and everything. So the IoT devices are playing the key role, and the number of use cases are increasing. Okay, so since it is increasing, similarly. In not only in IoT, so in other applications, just like as I mentioned, AI is one of the area we are integrating the IoT and AI and IoT. Similarly, in other areas as well, IoT is playing the main key role. Especially if you take the blockchain, I'm not sure how many of you know experience the blockchain. So blockchain is another technology, is a way to improve the security. Okay, in the sector of security and privacy, this blockchain will play the key role. Since IoT is having that concern, like we are having the security challenges, etc. So with help of blockchain, we can overcome that one. So blockchain and IoT is another emerging area. So if you can club blockchain and IoT, that's a different way of concept, and we can learn many things from them. Okay, these are the another upcoming learning concepts. Okay, so just like AI and IoT, AI and IoT related we'll see. And similarly, blockchain and IoT. Blockchain can be used to create the secured, decentralized networks of IoT device, which can minimize the data security vulnerabilities. Okay, so similarly, edge computing. So edge computing has also plays a important for IoT. It allows data to be processed and analyzed. Okay, so whatever the data it is capturing, so that data we are analyzing and capturing. We will discuss in the next after this slide. Okay, so if you ask me what is the future of IoT, definitely it is very exciting and emerging. Okay, so with many new developments and innovations will come in this market in the next few days. Okay, not few years. Okay, few days we will see many new innovations and developments in these areas, and that a number of devices, IoT devices, will rapidly will increase. And as the number of IoT devices are continues to grow, the business will increase. As a business increase, again new technologies, that means clubbing with the artificial intelligence, etc., will happen. So there is a more vast scope for this IoT to grow in the upcoming days, team. Okay, so now we have seen separately, like before understanding AI and IoT together. So since AI and IoT are two different technologies, so we should understand what is that main purpose of AI and IoT. Okay, so now we have. I hope you may have what is the AI and IoT. What is the difference between that AI and IoT? Simple terms, if you ask me, IoT and AI means IoT is nothing but a sensors. Okay, so it will just capture the data, and it will. If you simple terms, sensor, smart devices, etc. So AI means it is self-learning and thinking, just like a human intelligence. Okay, so AI and IoT means you are clubbing the two. That means the smart devices, at the same time it thinks like a human. Okay, so you are clubbing the two, AI and clubbing the more benefits of AI and IoT. So it is how we interact with the technology and the situations around us. Okay, so how we are interacting with the technologies, that means the self learning and etc., and the situations around us. Okay, with the help of IoT. Okay, so with both IoT and AI together, we are combining the features of that powers of AI and IoT, and reshaping the many industries. Okay, so what are the already we have seen AI has its own market in many industries. Similarly, IoT is having many its own impact on the many industries. Okay, now we are clubbing that AI and IoT. Okay, so if you can combining the two means, it will definitely it will have a major reshaping in the industries, in the market. Okay, so by considering the time, I'm covering main high level, like what are the main features and etc. So if you see the main features, applications where we can use AI IoT is healthcare. Okay, so in healthcare, if you see So we are with help of IoT devices, means medical sensors. We are continuously collecting the data. Okay, so if you scanning and everything we are making. Okay, so where we are generating the data. Okay, so with help of smart scanners, medical sensors and everything, you are collecting continuous data. So on the data you are applying the AI means the algorithms related to medical terms. Okay, for example, to find the any cancer related things or anything. So instead of manually we are sending into the lab and everything, etc. By doing that sensor itself, with help of that sensors, by applying this AI algorithm, so you can identify that devices more accurately, more early. We can give more information to the customers. Okay, so the and also you can operate from the other locations as well. For example, already it is in live. Okay, so if you have seen the doctor is in different location, the patient is in different locations, the doctor was operated from different locations. Okay, so those are all possible as a result of the AI and the IoT together. That means with help of IoT, that means the interconnected devices. The doctor is in different location, the patient is in different location. You are connecting the two persons with help of IoT networks. Okay, by applying the artificial intelligence, we are solving that problems. Okay, and the laser techniques. What are the laser techniques and everything you are we are telling, right? So those are all results of that artificial intelligence only. So not why I am stressing more me healthcare means it is since near to I mean it's we are all having much understanding about the healthcare, right? That's why we are giving I'm taking that healthcare related. Similarly, smart cities, manufacturing. So manufacturing related, so instead of manually we are doing the devices and everything, automatically it will do. The best example is car manufacturing industry. Okay, so earlier human will manually they will I mean they will add the parts and everything, they will fit the doors and everything. Okay, so already that those are all replaced with the devices. Automatically the cars are the man I mean handling the doors and fixing the doors, everything is automated, and machines are already replacing that one. Similarly, our agriculture as well. So agriculture as well, we are collecting the data, we are sending the data and the weather conditions. So especially the weather conditions related, and when the rain is coming, those things are all we are in different location, and we are control. I mean, we are getting the different weather reports from the different locations and etc. So these are all the some of the applications of the AI and IoT, especially that, consumer electronics. That what I have mentioned, that, washing machine example. So speakers, smart speakers. These are all the some of the examples and applications of the AI and IoT. Okay, so we call AI and IoT together as a AIoT. Okay, so in this AIoT, so the main success of the AIoT is so mainly I would say three things. Okay, so first, with help of first one is data collection. Okay, the IoT connected system, first it gather the information. It just correlate with the car related information. Okay, self driving car. Okay, so first one is data collection. So first, the IoT device, whatever the car, it gather the data from numerous devices to train the AI. So the persons, who is near to that car, who is the with help of that sensors means IoT. It captured the more information like who is, how long it is, that device is, how long, and what is the size of that object. Everything it will capture that information, the data collection, and it will give that information to AI. So AI will identify like what is that issue, what is the object near to me. For example, whether it is a tree or human, some other. So it will based on the sizes and everything. It will AI will understand that data, and it will give the solution or correct it. For example, if data is not correct means it will correct it, and it will eliminate that issues. Okay, help of that AI and IoT only that self-driving cars are not all possible. Similarly, first one is data collection. Second one is AI. AI means training. Definitely, training should be there. So everything day one itself, day one algorithm, we can't capture everything. Okay, so advanced neural networks, the training will should covered by with help of advanced neural networks and various training procedures. Okay, so those are all that algorithms, how much effective algorithm is available, that much level it will learn the concepts, and it will processing the capabilities and give the more accurate results. As a result, you can support and conduct the parallel operations. Okay, so based on your need, what is the need, your AI and IoT algorithm should give the solutions for you. Okay, finally the trained AI model generates the uh, predictions. Predictions means, for example, this weather report. So based on the whatever the AI captured earlier, so based on that one, it will data collected, it will process that data, and it will give the more efficient results to the customers. Okay, so these are the main impact in the AI and IoT related. Okay, so even though it's AI IoTs are two different technologies, it is not related to I mean each other, but by considering the benefits of both, we are generating the new solutions. Okay, so some of the examples we have covered already, and we have seen what is the impact, what is the advantages, what is the challenges in this one. Okay, so these are the plays the key roles in this one. Okay, so based on your interest, based on your learning, okay, you can pick the options from AI as well as IoT. You can further give the solutions to your real time. Okay, that's as I mentioned in the so when you are starting the business, right? So similarly, when you are doing that any learning or developing any application means, you should understand first, you should understand what is your solution, what you are planning to generate that one. So how it what is the outcome of that one. So based on that outcome, you have to choose the algorithms, you have to choose the data, I mean hardware devices and everything. Then you can implement a AI and IoT related device. Okay, so it's a powerful combination. By simply we are telling it's a simple thing, but it's a very powerful combination. At the same time, for learning purpose, there is a more scope over here. So so we have, if you can understand that algorithms and everything, so there is more chances for the new solutions as well. Okay, so these are the quick high level view about what is AI, what is IoT, how each has an impact on us, and similarly how together will have impact on us. Okay, so any doubts? Yeah. So by considering the time, I'm reserving next 10 minutes for doubts. If you people have anything, you people feel free to reach me, or no, we'll reach later as well. Also, you people can connect with through help of star. You can reach us. So always open for questions. Yeah. Any questions? So why I have not touched on the in-depth means, I'm not sure about learning. I mean, overall part of this call. So by considering, I'm not sure about the understanding of you as well. That's why I have given the high-level view about what is AI and IoT and how it impacts. Okay. The main agenda of intention of this call is to make you to think towards that AI and IoT. Okay. So if you are thinking AI and IoT is some different concept, we are not using this. It's absolutely wrong. So we are already in our day-to-day life. We are started using. You will use more in upcoming days, and this is the emerging technologies in the upcoming. Okay, so that especially that chat gpt was entered, the chat gpt is nothing but AI tool only. Okay, so once since it is in the market today, it's already replacing many things which humans are covering. Okay, so it is already replacing many jobs, like for example, uh, earlier there were 10 developers to make one application means, so with help of this chat gpt etc, it is replacing with help of one developer. With help of that chat GPT, in a single day it will cover. Earlier, 10 developers, 10 days will take. Now, one developer, one day we can implement the same application. That is the advantages and the emerging situations in the AI. So, if you are still uh, thinking I will go with the that old technologies, etc. Means, so those days are gone. So Java, those things are, if you earlier, especially before 2 years before, if you are learning Java, means, it helps you forever. Okay, 10 20 years you can run with that one. But now that is not the concept. Okay, so that AI is playing the key roles. It is entering. So I'm very happy people are showing interest towards that AI. So my sincere request to everyone to focus more on AI and IoT related algorithms and concepts. Yeah, I'm open for any questions, team, if anything.
It seems no question from audience, sir. You take a 5 minutes break and you start next session, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you all.
This conference will now be recorded.
Should I continue, sir? Or
Yes,
are you
sir.
waiting for?
You no, no, no.
Okay.
You continue, sir.
Yeah. Hi all. Good afternoon once again. Yeah. So this concept mainly speaks about artificial intelligence and big data analytics. Okay. So that's why I kept this picture. So here we are. One side we are taking the artificial intelligence, and another side we are taking the big data analytics. Okay. Since many people are from the earlier sessions, so what I would say is I will simply high level. If any new ones are joined, I will cover high level for artificial intelligence. Followed by I will take you to the big data and big data analytics. Okay, and finally we'll see how artificial intelligence has impact on the big data analytics. Okay, so yeah, so related to AI, people so may have better idea. Okay, so AI means we are mainly yeah. So AI mainly refers to the way you are enabling computers to work like a simulate like a human intelligence. Okay. So how we are thinking, how the humans are thinking, you are making the computers to think, or machines to simulate that a human way of learning or thinking, etc. Okay. So it is a one technology, AI technology. So with help of that one, we are enabling the computers and machines to simulate the human learning, solving the problem solving and decision making and creativity and etc. etc. Okay. So why we are going for AI means mainly not only AI, machines or computers mainly for is so whatever the repetitive task we are making. Okay, so in order to make that repetitive task to avoid that repetitive task by human, and in case to make that a task more interesting, and to make that task more faster, that means more accurately, and to make take the decision more accurately, that means whatever the decisions based on the past experience, how machines are, how humans are thinking and taking the decision, like that we are making the computers also to make the decisions, enhance the decision making, and reduce the human errors. Since we are humans, there is a chances for the errors. So to avoid that human errors, we are going for the artificial intelligence and 24 by 7 availability. Okay, so anytime the users will be available, they will respond. For example, like say cyber security related cameras, or chat GPTs, chatbots, everything. So those are all available 24 by 7. It will address instead of the human is sitting and on shift basis and answering the queries. So that chatbots will automatically answers that one, and especially reduce the physical risk. Okay, so since humans, there is a chances for risk, or there is a chances for the errors. Okay, so to avoid that kind of due to tiredness or age related problems, etc. So to avoid those things, we are making the machines to think like humans, and placing the benefits whatever the providing by the machines. Okay, so yeah, so in this one there are many algorithms and examples are there. So few are the main applications in our day-to-day life is related to gaming. So if you take this, gaming means so with help of AI we can play the games and etc., like chess, poker, TikTok, etc., etc., where machine can think of large number of possible positions based on the knowledge. Okay, especially if you take the chess game. So the number of moves, number of steps will be there. So machine will think more possible reasons, steps or chances. Okay, so with help of that online AI tool, you will by making that more practice and practice, even we will also become experts. Okay, so especially for those kind of things and this natural. To develop the expert systems to identify speech recognition. Okay, so we are using the Alexa and we are using the Google and everything. So with help of those things we can with help of these AI tools we are converting the speech into text, etc., etc., we are making. And also in order to increase the quality of the sound, we are making the reduction of the noise in the background, etc., etc. We are all these are artificial intelligence, and with help of that tools it is making. And similarly face detection and Google Maps and this robotics. Okay, so nowadays I think it is emerging again. Okay, so to cleaning and etc. So now all everyone is going towards automatic robotics to clean the house and clean the vessels. Okay, so etc., and washing our clothes and everything is happening. Okay, and these chatbots everyone is using, like so it is an intelligent robots, and to be honest, so it banking sectors and everyone is started using these chatbots, IRCTC, everyone. So it is automatically understand what is the query raised with the customers, and it will provide the solutions, generate the solutions for those things. Okay, so these are the main impact of this AI, artificial intelligence. And so artificial intelligence is not the new one. It is this is in the market from the past around more than 70 years. So from artificial intelligence means that's human applying the human intelligence on top of it, machine learning. So with machine learning you can take the from the past data, you can take the decision. Okay, so from the past data, how that data will be stored, etc., the big data and everything will come. We'll discuss in the upcoming slides. Okay, similarly deep learning. So not only learning, machine learning, and also you are deep learning means whatever the complex problems we are having in the day-to-day life, so with help of machines we are providing the solutions for those things. Okay, so now currently the in market AI related the gen AI is nothing but so generative AI. Generative AI means so instead of we are doing, that machines will do. Okay, the best example for the gen AI is what is that uh, uh, current automation tools which are all available in the market, right? Those are all the best example of the gen AI. Okay, that means instead of we are developing the code, so the gen AI will generate the code for us. It will develop whatever the inputs we are giving, so it understands the inputs from us and it will generate the code for us. Okay, so that is the current market in the market. Gen AI is the current market one. So we are utilizing this Gen AI related features right now in the AI area. Okay, so these are some of the examples for just for your understanding I have shared. Okay, so next one is since I discussed much about the AI, I'm not much discussing in this discussion. So I will focus much on the big data and big data analytics and how AI will help big data and AI together. Okay, so that is the main focus for this session. Just a minute before that. Yeah, I'm screen is visible. Okay. Okay, so everyone is talking big data, everything, right? So what is big data and how it is it came into the picture? Any so we'll discuss in depth. Like okay, so if you are good with C programming, if you have idea about C programming, so you will understand. So first, big data. Before big data, so as names mention, it's a big data. Okay, so before big data, the first initial one, if you see, so the first step is constant. So we started with the constant. Constant is a fixed value. In order to, so if the value is keep on varying, so in order to store that constant value, we came to the variable concept. First step is constant, then variable. So variable at a time it store the only one data. So with help of variable we can store one only one data at a time. So to overcome that variable we have gone for the array concept. Okay, in the array concept we can store the similar kind of data. Okay, so the main problem with this array concept is it stores the only similar kind of data. To overcome that one we have gone for the structures and unions. Okay, the structures and unions helps in the storing the multiple types of data. But however, structures and compared with the structures and unions to store more data, we have gone to the array and structure and unions. Then we have gone to the file concepts. Okay, so files. So in files we are storing the data. Okay, so files, the file can be anything, excel file or test file or xml file, whatever the format. So from there we are storing the data. So we have applied the data storage, retrieval, and etc etc. Okay, so after that file concept, in order to make the data more store more data and to retrieve the data operations, etc., we have gone for the DB concept, that is traditional data handling concept, databases. Okay, so DB after file, next step is DB, database concepts. Okay, so so with the help of we will call it as a, since we are in the next level big data, so we will call that databases traditional databases. Okay, so big data is next level of that big traditional data. Okay, so in databases we know, so with help of database we can store the data. DBMS concept is completely related to that one. So it is a structured data. So data is stored in a table format. Okay, so it stores only structured data. You can store up to small amount data. Small amount means giga data, terabytes, etc etc. Okay, but the structure will be fixed one. So you can take the data, you can store and everything, etc etc. Okay, but as the technology is increasing day by day, okay, so people are replacing more, doing the more transactions, more generating more data. Okay, so before the movie more data, so we are keep on talking about data. So what is the data, what is that kind of data, so from where we are getting the data means. So data generally, if you see, data means the collection of information. So how the data is stored means, data is stored in various forms. It can be files, it can be tables, it can be images, videos, everything. So mainly this data is grouped into three categories. Okay, so data is nothing but a collection of data. So the data is three types of data we have classified. One is structured data, which is nothing but our DBMS concept. Okay, so in structured data you can traditional data. So data is stored in a tables. Rows will be there, columns will be there. Data is stored in that one. Okay, but we are not having only that kind of data, right? We are having different types of data. So data types are three types. One is structured data. Structured data is nothing but a tables and etc. Next one is semi-structured data. Semi-structured means the template will be there, but it is not a easily identifiable, like rows, columns, it won't be there. Best example is XMLs. Okay, if you take the XML, so the XML size may vary. Okay, it is not a fixed one. Okay, email content also, it won't be simple standard like 2 by 3 means every time it won't be two lines. Okay, sometimes the lines will be more, sometimes the lines will be less based on the content. Okay, so these are all the semi structured. When if you take the structured tables means, always it's a 2 by 3, definitely two rows will be there, three columns will be there. Okay, but it is a semi structured data. Similarly, sometimes unstructured data. So unstructured data is nothing but images. So images we can't define in the same size, right? So sometimes there won't be particular structure. Sometimes the image will be big, sometimes image will be smaller. Okay, so similarly videos, the video size can vary. Sometimes you can take 1 minute video, sometimes you will take lengthy videos, etc. Okay, so I kept this one. Okay, so unstructured data, so these are all the examples like images, audio files, video files. These are all unstructured. We can't define this data. So as but these traditional databases, that means the DBMS concept, SQL programming language, etc., it will handle only structured data only. But in live, so especially after these smart devices, smart IoT features are entered. So we are generating day by day. We are generating huge number of data. If you see, at least everyone, even if you take example of yourself, okay. So at least you will touch your WhatsApp or Facebook at the average 50 times per day. 50 times. That means every time you are whenever you are clicking, the data is stored in the backside. The data will be generated, that information is stored in somewhere. If you are yourself itself, you are generating 50 times per day, means think about complete who all the users of the WhatsApp or Facebook or any other applications. So those people are generating the data in a very high level. Okay, so so earlier, what we think is that giga data, tera data bytes itself, we thought like a huge data. But this big data, big as a name mentions, it's a big data. So it refers to the huge volume of data. Huge volume of data. It captures the data from different things. Okay. So best examples are this WhatsApp, Facebook, or LinkedIn, etc., etc. So generally, this data is we are generating this much of huge data from social networking sites, these kind of whatever the social media's information, Facebook, etc., Twitter, etc., I have mentioned, right? So from there we are generating the data is nothing but only your details, like your name, etc., not only that one. So what kind of transactions you are making, okay, so what kind of post you are watching, what kind of videos you are watching, what kind of movies you are watching. Okay, so these are all data. Everything is data. Whatever action you are making, those are all data. So I will see the what is the benefits of those data. Okay, if you don't mind, others can go on mute, please. Again. Okay, so next one is search engines. Okay, so default we are going for the Google, whatever the doubt we are getting. So earlier days we are studying and remembering and everything. Now after this after internet was available for us, we stopped storing data in us. Okay, we are starting everything, we are searching. Okay, so whenever you are searching something, means there are a lot of data generated from different databases. Okay, so for example, if you are searching for big data, if you search big data, means you will find many links related to big data. So those data also, that means from different databases, from different sites, the data is gathered and displayed for us. Okay, so these are the data. Similarly, medical history. Okay, so whatever the medical patients, if you take any hospitals, so the patient details, everything they have automated. Okay, so each patient details are available in the online. Okay, they can fetch it from the online, they can verify. Even that patient was for example at the age of 20, even they registered, means the data will be there forever. Okay, so whenever they are making anything, it will be stored in that application database. Okay, similarly online transactions, online shopping, banking related. So whatever the transactions, okay, suddenly people last 6 years data, last 6 years details are required, transactions made by me. So last 10 years transactions. Okay, even if you take our income tax, they're asking us to file last 4 years, last 3 years, like that they are asking the data. Okay, and similarly stock market, stock exchange. Okay, so stock market means it captures the details of different companies and different stock related information, and every minute transaction, everything. These are all the data. So this data somewhere we have to store. Okay, so these are all huge levels of values, some data we are getting in the market. So these are all if you follow that traditional way of storing and etc, like that means tables and everything, you can't store all the data because the tables are capable of storing only structured data only. Okay, so here we are not defining data is limited to only structured. So there is a many data are coming into the market, and we are generating huge levels of data, and we have to store. We need one some technologies which allows you to store that huge volume of data. At the same time, when you are asking, for example, if I have asked my last 6 months data, it should be capable to generate your last 6 months data. Okay, that too quickly. So nowadays everything has to be happened in seconds. Okay, we have to our application should generate, give the data results back in that quickly. Otherwise, we won't go for that tools or sites. Okay, so that one we can't do with help of basic traditional way of databases. That's why we are going for the big data. So I hope you people got the clear picture about what is the big data and everything. Okay, so now the big data is compared with traditional data. Big data is capable to store unstructured data and semi-structured data, and it stores the large amount of data. Okay, and the schema or algorithm that helps to give the results give the results, accurate results back to you quickly, back to you quickly. Okay, so okay sir, I'm comfortable with yeah, I now I understood the big data. What you will do with that huge volume of data? What is the use of that data? Okay, so what is the benefit of that one means for you? You may think it's not useful for you, but when it comes to the organizations, when it comes to the business to capture the market, so they need these details. Okay, so how means if you take one restaurant. Okay, so if you take one example, definitely you are going for one restaurant. Okay, so before going to the restaurant, now it is everyone becoming, it's becoming habit to search in the Google. Okay, what is the reviews and etc. Okay, so before you are making a purchase shopping, doing the online shopping, so definitely you will see the reviews. Okay, so that reviews, those are all nothing but a that is a historical data. Okay, so it may have last 10 years data, last 20 years data, it will be saved over there. Okay, based on that average customer reviews, everything will be captured, so it will display always for the users. Okay, so indirectly in that comments, for example, I'm taking that restaurant example. You are mentioning the particular order, a particular product is not good, particular item is not tasty, not good. So it helps the business to understand the get the feedback, and they will take the decision. Okay, similarly, even with the data, even in their data, they will analyze like which product has gone more sales was done, okay, by this year. Okay, which is more attracting the people, customers. So how to increase, which one is not good. Okay, so better to loss to avoid the loss, we'll stop that product. Like that customer can that hotel restaurant can stop that product, or replace that product with some other product. So in order to take these kind of decisions, this big data will helps. Okay, so restaurant is a very small portion, just for your understanding purpose I am mentioning. Okay, but when it comes to the huge level, it will create a different level. Okay, similarly I will give one more example for the big data. Okay, so if you have seen Trump, uh, America President Trump, not this time, last time, if you take that example, if you remember, so he the uh, main chances for his winning is social media plays a key role. Okay, so his big data sorry, so big data helped him like to win for the Trump in the US election. Okay, so whatever the US people are making the transactions, they in the social medias like Facebook, he captured those details, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc, right? So there he captured the details, like what are the details these people are transaction are doing the activities. So he captured the details, and they have built an algorithm, so that generates top cities, like which area is showing the interest on which topics. Okay, so online surveys like that, he has conducted those with help of that algorithms. He developed multiple algorithms and he generated, and he tested back, messaged back to them, okay, based on their interest. For example, if you take location, one is more interested or struggling with the water problem, means he has given the promises or inputs related to that location wise, he has given. Same ways, he has given the messages as well, like for related to election. So it plays a key role for him. Okay, so this is the one of the best example for that one. Similarly, second example is weather forecasting. Okay, so nowadays, before earlier days, either in TVs or radios we will get the weather update, and we are not accurate about that weather update, whether that is a correct one or not. Okay, but now, if you see, even government also, especially our Andhra governments, they are giving more alerts for the people. Like so, before rain is coming itself, we are in online as well as the many weather reports related. They are giving the more accurate information. Like 2 o'clock, what will be the weather? At 3 p.m., the what is the chances for rain, etc., etc. If rain is coming, means when, by what time it will come, and how much of rain it will come. Okay, so those kind of details we are getting in advance, right? So how it is possible? Because so they have captured all those data. The data is stored in the they captured the data, they saved all the data in the backend. So that historical data, they are analyzing it. So based on the analyzing, so they are giving the results, like what kind of data we are getting, etc., etc. Okay, so that is the another example. Similarly, market, again back to that supermarket example. Okay, so so one of the market, what they have done is, when that's this kind of cyclone is coming, before that itself they have, based on the past experience, they have reloaded the stock. Okay, reloaded the stock with items which are all required for their after a cyclone. How what are the main requirements, like milk, water, etc., etc. Okay, those kind of products in stuff, investing money on all the products, they invested money only on these kind of immediate requirement items. So after cyclone, definitely people are need of the water, and need of the vegetables, milk, etc., right? So they captured, they bought everything, and indirectly it helped the store to increase the sales, to capture the encash it, to increase its revenue. He has done. So that is the main impact, example or impact of the big data. Okay, so big data, these are the examples I'm telling. So don't think, so big data, by seeing that one, so you may think like it's a simple thing, but it's not a simple thing. And it's very helpful, and in our day to day life it will, it plays a key role. Similarly, medical related. Okay, so definitely when we are going to the hospitals, everything, what we are doing, we are doing the scans and everything. Okay, so the data is stored in the databases and everything. Okay, so based on that one, based on the data, after some time, doctor will will analyze, and they will confirm like it's a cancer, or some example cancer I'm taking. Okay, so by that feature he's deciding it is a cancer and everything. Okay, so if that cancer was they find it in the early stages, there's a more chances for the giving the treatment, everything, right? So what the research people can do is, they can get the data, the whatever the scans the doctors are making, so they can capture that one, they can do the analysis on the data. So if based on the outcome data, they can decide whether there is a chances for cancer, etc. Such kind of decision they can take it. Okay, so these are the main impact of big data. Okay, so we are so I hope you people understand what is the data and what is the big data. Okay, so big data, in this one, it plays a key role about these three items only. Value. Okay, so as the name indicates, big data, three V's. Okay, so value means big data will have the more huge amount of data, and the variety. So it is a different types of data, not only structured data, it will have the unstructured data, semi structured data, everything, and the velocity. velocity means speed. Okay, so whatever the, even though it's bulk data, when I have asked particular details, it will give the results, more accurate results in the quickly back to us. Okay, so that is the big data. So okay, so big data we are understood, right? I hope you people understood what is big data. Now we need to understand, our concept is big data analytics. Okay, analytics is one step ahead. Okay, so what I will do with all those data, sir? Okay, so with all those data we need to take some decisions. Okay, in order to take the decisions we need the some numbers, we have to derive the numbers. Okay, so that numbers is nothing but a big data analytics. Big data analytics is mainly used to uncover the hidden designs. Okay, so we are having the large data, so we from that with help of that large data we have to derive the details. For example, if you take our university level details, okay, so it will definitely, it's a collection of many people, many students data. Okay, so in that list we need to capture like how many students are passed in a particular subject, in the range of 30 to 40, in the range of 50 to 60, in the range of how many are near to the pass, and how many are near to the I mean above 70. So these kind of analytics we can generate with that data. Okay, so with that data the university heads can, or education department can take the decisions. Okay, so for example all the students are not improving much, they are lagging in the all the subjects means they can add the additional classes, additional tuitions, or etc etc. So in order to make the decisions with help of this big data, the management, especially big data analytics, is for the management by people. Okay, so like if you take companies means CEO, CFO, those people. If you take university means university heads, like that, those people to take the decision, because they are already, they are busy. Okay, so they are occupied with multiple activities. By the in that way they can't sit and see with the all this 1 year data or 2 years data they can't see. Okay, they need numbers. Okay, so they, if they want to see the numbers based on the requirement, they have to see the numbers. Okay, so to see that numbers, like how many in that our example, our hotel example means how many orders are more biryanis are ordered in this year. Okay, so which product is ordered more less in this year. Okay, what is the rating for that product, etc. So those things the big data analytics will help. Okay, so by big data analytics is the process of processing of inspecting the data, that means collecting the data, and you are transforming the data into the some useful information. Like I need a particular product, was how much, what is the rating for that particular product. That means that is your requirement. Based on your requirement you are transforming that big data. Even though it is 1 year data, you are capturing only last one particular product information. You are transferring that information into some useful information. So based on that one you are coming to some conclusion, and you are taking some more accurate decisions. Okay, so the big data analytics, that is the main role of big data analytics. Okay, so the same thing we can visualize in the graphs or pictures, so that it will be easy for them to take the decisions. Okay, so the big data, that is the main intention of big data analytics. Okay, so with help of big data analytics, what we can see is it we can understand the business, we can understand the business related outcomes, and you can based on the data you can concentrate on the new revenue generations. That means particular order is not going properly, I want to give the offer. Okay, I can, with the data I can take the decision which product is not going. Okay, so the product is not going, so I will introduce offer for that one. Okay, so every day okay, so these kind of new revenue opportunities, at least for by seeing that offer some people will place that orders, right? So they will capture that new way of revenue opportunities. If you see in Zomato or Swiggy, I think recently they kept one offer. They have kept some offer, like someone is placed the order and they have cancelled it, they are selling in the discount offer in the next one. Okay, that is the new way of business, new way of revenue opportunities. That means instead of losing that product, they are selling with discount. They are selling with the some discount to the and capturing some revenue with that one. So earlier, if you cancel that order, it will go simply. They will cancel it. But now with that data, they how many cancels are happening with that. So since this much of cancels are happening, they replaced it. Similarly, they introduced the cloud kitchens. Okay, so cloud kitchens they have introduced it. So reduce the time to market, time to delivery. They introduced the cloud kitchens, and they are introducing, they're adding the only which products are in the good in that area. So based on that area related interest, they are making the cloud kitchen near to that place, and they are generating the data. So these are all this kind of decisions, this kind of data is only possible with help of big data analytics. Okay, this the so with help of that big data analytics, they can generate the new revenue, they can more effective marketing. Okay, more better customer service. Okay, is suppose in my restaurant, if I have removed my negative comments, products means all will be good totally. By that my customer satisfaction or my reviews are definitely will increase, right? So if all are 5 rating means total also 5 only. Okay, so this way of increasing the customer service and a new revenue generation, and you can improve they can improve the operational efficiency. Okay, by giving that offers, so some people will come and purchase, so that there is a chance for the operational chances for the transactions with the in that store or organization. Okay, so in this big data analytics, simply we are telling big data analytics means it's not a simple straightforward one. So first, they will capturing all the information, what was happened. Okay, from what was happened, they are taking why it was happened. So that sales was happened. So what is the highest sales was happened, like that, why it was happened, what will happen. Okay, so if it is going continuingly, this product is not selling means what will happen in future. So definitely rating will impact, etc. So those such kind of decisions. Similarly, weather report as well, what happened, some pressure was happened in the sea. Okay, why did it happen, due to some reason it was happened, what will happen. So based on the past history, so there is a chance for cyclone. Okay, so how can we so from that we can take the decision. So cyclone is coming in this area, so we will take the quick decisions, like that we will take the decisions. Okay, so that's the main big data analytics. Okay, so big data analytics it is good. Okay, so big data means huge data. So big data analytics means by processing that huge data, we are generating the results. Okay, so how it happens, it is not a simple since it's happening in our real time, we know these concepts well. So yeah, it is easy for us. But how it is happening means it is not happening straightforward. Okay, so behind this one there are many things, like data mining was happening, that a predictive analysis is happening, machine learning, deep learning is happening. So these are all the concepts which are all helping in understanding that big data analytics. So for this one, in current market, these are the tools available in the current market, like MongoDB, Hadoop, Spark. These are the some of the tools available in the market, which are all supporting the big data analytics. So once we got the data, some applications are giving the solutions as well, I mean visual representation as well, like graphs and etc. We will present those things and everything. Okay, so this is the main behavior of the main applications of the big data analytics. Okay, so in the big data analytics, can be applied it can be applied into the multiple. So we can't, it is not limited to one or two areas, you can apply in the many areas. Okay, so for example, healthcare. For healthcare, so the input is health records, patients informations, patient scan reports, and etc. So with help of they collect the data, and they can give the better health monitoring, better suggestions to the patients. Okay, so better decisions to the patients, like that they can give. Similarly, if you take any financial industries means, so by seeing that stock news and financial reports, social media inputs, these are all the some inputs. Based on that one, they will take the decisions, like whether our market is company is good in performing or not, whether something is to be removed, like layoffs to be done or not, etc., etc. Similarly, travel related GPS data we are collecting. These are the inputs. GPS data is the input. Okay, so GPS data we are collecting, and we are location data, satellite image. These are all we are taking as input. By taking this one, we are taking the decisions like what is the route recommendation, whether this area is getting a traffic or not. Okay, so location tracking, and with help of that GPS input we can track the vehicle, where is that vehicle, and why is there any emergency situation in that vehicle, etc. We can track it. Okay, similarly hotel services and everything. So based on the customer feedback, everything they can take and they can correct it if required. Similarly, our studies as well, student information, exam information they will take, and they can take the decisions like how many students are drop out, and what is the decision, and how to improve the students attendance, what is the how many people are coming late, and etc. Similarly, energy means gas or input petrol or current related information, smart meters, their readings, etc. they are taking. And if we are going in this way, whether in future what is our needs, whether it is possible or not. So are we recommending solar related, green energy related, what is the weather impact, those kind of decisions they can take from that decisions. Okay, so big data analytics means with help of these data they can take the case study and they can evaluate and they identify. So big data means it's a big data, so there will be more information from that. They don't want to take all the information. Okay, that in student information they don't want all, I mean they need all student data, but all student related information not required. For example, student data means they will have the name, okay, address, when they have joined, etc., etc. But if based on my scenario the input will differ. Okay, so I have to identify particular data. I have to identify particular data, for example dropout students related. So that's that specific related data I have to filter it. Okay, so once I have filtered that data I will extract that one. So I will bring that data separately. So that means, for example, all 100 students details will be there, but only related to dropouts related informations I will take it. But student name, id, etc will be same. Those details will be available. Okay, once the data is extracted, we will aggregate the data. So aggregate means apply the what is the condition, dropouts, class wise dropouts, how many, age wise dropouts, how many, area wise dropouts, how many, like that. Based on your input, I mean your requirement, you can take the decision and you will visualize that data. So you will visualize the data means, for example, below fifth, how many people are drop out, 5 to 10 class, how many people are drop out, after 10 how many people are dropped out, like that they will take the decisions. Okay, so they will analyze it and they will take the decisions. Okay, so after 10th their students are dropping out, so they will find the reason, like what is the reason, the school is not near to that area, so we will establish a school near to that one, like that they will take the decisions. Okay, so this is the major steps if involves any big data related. So these are the major steps involved in that big data analytics. Okay, so now we know what is big data, and we know what is AI. So sorry, big data analytics, and also we know what is AI as well. Okay, so right now, as I mentioned, right, so big data is a huge data, right? So we can't keep on. 1 minute. So since it's a huge data, even though there are some tools are available, so we are able to track that one. So if you can merge the big data as well as AI together, there is these two are two different topics. Okay, but if you can merge that big data as well as AI, means there will be more chances for new innovations. Okay, so that is the intention of this one. So with help of big data and AI, so we are clubbing and like whatever the data we are having, so with the help of the data, so we are making the decisions. That means we are applying our algorithms and etc. We are seeing what is the benefits we are going to get with help of that big data analytics, big data and AI related. Okay, So that is what we are going to see now. Okay. Okay. So so mainly, as I mentioned earlier, it's mainly the business people or leadership people only, mainly they will focus. So why they need means to take the decisions, to make the decisions. Most businesses, for any business, if it is they are going to when they are understand the pulse of their audience, definitely that there is a more chances for winning that one. So uh, in order to understand that one, they need the big data. Okay, they need the input data, that is nothing but a big data. With help of that one, they are making that one. So why the artificial intelligence for big data, if you ask, so artificial intelligence, AI and big data is a, even though it's a two different technologies, but it has to be I mean integrated together. So if you can integrate it that together means, so even though humans are comparing, so machines will analyze that data, machine will analyze that data, machine will interpret that data, machine will take the decision, machine will take the actions. Okay. So even for the primary goal of artificial intelligence in big data is to automate, automate. So whatever the data we are getting, to automate and enhance the process of that analysis, and making it faster and more accurate and scalable. Okay. AI for big data helps the machine learning models that can be recognize the patterns and make the predictions, mainly takes the decisions and continuously improve their performance. The best example is robotics. Okay. So robotics, when they are beginning the day one, it may not be it may not work much. Okay. So after some time it will I mean it stops working. Okay. Due to incorrect data. If we add this AI to that one, means AI and big data to that robotics means, definitely, so this with help of this big data, so whatever the data, it will easily recognize the patterns. So these kind of issues will come. So if the what is the by understanding that patterns, it will predict what is the issues will come, and it will improve their performance. So last time have this robotics gone straightly, it hit the wall. Okay. Now it can take the decision and it can move a little bit left side or right side. Okay. So such kind of decisions will take. So definitely these are all helps the humans. Ultimate goal is to help the our human interventions. So it will reduce the impact on the our humans, and helps the humans to improve their day to day life more effectively. So how big data and AI work together means, so they are independent ones. They big data mainly provides the raw material means data sets. It gives the data sets. AI will apply the logic means it's learning. It will apply the it's learning to that one. So with help of that one, it will give the accurate results. Okay. So in this process, the main steps are related to, first one is data collection. So if you combine big data and AI means, the first step is data collecting. Okay. So big data has the collection of vast amounts of data. Okay. So the data will be structured data, it can be unstructured data, it collect from the various sources and it will have that data. Okay. So first step is data collection. Second step is data storage and processing. So the data will be big data technologies, Hadoop, Spark. Okay. So those are all the technologies that will store the data and process the data. And process means apply the rules. That means drop out students details, like that. The applying the rules means something nothing but our requirement. Okay. So it will apply that rules, and it will keep it readily available for AI algorithms. Okay. Then AI will, before applying the AI algorithm, AI algorithm will pre-processing means, so again it will analyze the data. Okay. Whether it is there any duplicates in that one. Okay. So is there any duplicates in that one, and is there any better way of transforming, because the concept big data, AIs two are different. Okay. So we are clubbing, right? So before AI is taking that one, it will do one more pre-processing, that is nothing but cleaning the data and transforming the data and structuring the data means uh, related to AI, how it needs. For example, big data is there's a Hadoop tool, etc., given the output as a Excel file. But A required in a test file means this A pre-processing first converts that Excel file into test file. Just for your understanding purpose, I'm telling. But that is not that case. That pre-processing definitely happens. That removing the unwanted data, transforming the data into the required format. So those are all will happen. Okay, so first step is that one. Then AI algorithms will apply. Okay, so the machine learning, etc., right? So those kind of machine learning algorithms, those are all applied on the data, so that it will take the decisions. uh, so once the decisions, before the decision is making, it will training. That's what I have mentioned, machine learning training. Okay, so our AI models are trained to handle that historical data. So to learn the patterns, first it will understand the patterns, understand the results, understand the relationships. Once it is trained, it gives the results to that one. So as output we will get the more, as output we will get a more actionable solutions from the result as a result. Okay, how much of historical data we are having, that much of accurate data will become. Okay, but in order to speed up and etc., we are clubbing the big data and AI together. Okay, so what is the best AI for big data means? So AI side, already I have mentioned many algorithms related to AI. Okay, so my suggestion is machine learning. Machine learning is the first default one, and NLP, natural language processing, is the another set of. And computer vision. Computer vision enables the machines to understand visual information, right? So we need the big data. That means the data can be any unstructured as well. So that computer vision should have computer vision. With help of computer vision, machine can interpret and understand the visual informations. What are the, for example, camera is recording some recordings or videos means it should understand that one. So from that images, within that images, it has to identify that object. Okay, so our AI tool should capable of our algorithm should capable of identifying that computer vision as well, and deep learning as well. Deep learning, machine learning, NLP, natural language processing, and deep learning. These are the main algorithms we required as part of AI and big data. On top of it, computer vision is the another one we need it for the to make the more accurate results and more to reduce the human errors. Okay, to take the data, to analyze the data properly, and to save the time and to save the reduce the human errors. So we need big data as well as AI. Okay, so these are the main examples, main benefits of clubbing the AI and big data together. Okay, so so one main example I will suggest is in Amazon and Netflix we are seeing the in, movies, right? So we are capturing, we are getting the results like recommended products, recommended movies. So those are all happened because of that machine learning and our past history only. Based on that past history, so he this person is preferring related to fight movies. Okay, related to family movies, like that. It is capturing that historical data, it is taking the decision and suggesting in for us. Okay, so AI with big data, definitely it impacts many industries: healthcare, finance, retail, manufacturing, marketing, entertainment, etc., etc. It will definitely it has a major impact on these fields. So definitely who are all doing the big data related projects or areas of I mean research related, even if you can focus AI related as well, definitely it will turn into the very good exciting products, deliverables or innovations in the market. Okay, so this is the quick update about the big data and AI. Okay, any doubts or any inputs? Since I have covered AI in the earlier session itself, so these are quick details. Any questions? If you have any questions, we can go through it. I think. So if you, especially if you are learning related to AI, means more focus on that machine learning and deep learning related. You people will get more algorithms related to that one, and as well as the more scope for your research related as well, team. Okay, this is a quick summary about my side. Any questions or any suggestions? So if no, sir, any questions, sir? Sir Nageshwar, sir?
Sir.
Yeah.
Any questions from participant side?
Related to big data analytics.
AI and IoT. Any questions? Right. Who are participating in this FDP? Please come in front of camera. This is the last session. We will take a selfie. All of you come in front of camera, please. Good evening, Manjunatha sir. Kusum Mehta ma'am. Remaining. Gundeep Kaur ma'am. Good evening. Rajkumar sir. Ramana sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Nice, sir.
Sir, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I am waiting for a few more participants to take a selfie. So,
Okay.
sir, principal sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Come in front of camera, sir. We will take one selfie. Last day.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all.
Feedback from the participant side on this session.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Dharmavir, sir. Please give feedback on this FDP from participant side. Anyone?
Excellent feedback. Excellent FDP. Well organized. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any more?
Sir, excellent session. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Madam. Kusum Mehta, madam.
Yes, sir. Sir, excellent sessions were there, very informative. The relationship between AI and big data analytics were also explained very well, very informative. Good FTP, excellent.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Shankar sir. Good
Hello.
evening.
Good evening, sir. We had an excellent and wonderful FDP, sir. I think almost all areas have been covered, starting with ML algorithms, deep learning, advanced architectures, then robotics, NLP. Excellent with AIoT, big data. I think almost we have covered each and nook and corner of AI. So thank you for organizing such kind of FDPs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your words. Hello, sir. Sir, very useful, informative session, sir. There are 5 days for AI-related informative session, and more we cover the AI-related topics also, sir. The really executive, excellent your organization, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, Principal, sir. Principal Gopi Krishna, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Maybe
Good
you
evening,
are
everyone,
outside,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, I'm in the college only, sir. I'm in the college.
Okay.
Okay. Just a few seconds, sir. I will come to the lab computer. Okay, sir. Anyway, I congratulate Maheshwara Garu and the team members of this faculty development program. I also thank all the participants for attending this program and making this program a grand success. So, as just I have heard from the participants that almost all the areas of artificial intelligence is covered here in this faculty development program, and I think everyone have utilized this program very well. Okay, so once again I thank the participants, the organizers, and especially the AICT ATAL members. Thank you very much. Thank you for organizing this program. Maheshwara Garu, you can continue, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. So, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on this occasion on behalf of Sri Mittapalli College of Engineering. I extend my sincere gratitude to our distinguished resource person, Dr. Naga Jagdish, for his insightful session on AI and Internet of Things and AI for Big Data Analytics as part of the ATAL Faculty Development Program. Sir, your expert knowledge and engaging delivery have been given us a deeper understanding of how AI is transforming IoT and big data analytics. Your session has not only enriched our knowledge but has also inspired us to explore the limitless possibilities in these emerging fields. The practical insights and real world applications you shared have been invaluable in broadening our expertise. I would also like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to AICT's Atal Academy for organizing this FDP and providing a platform for meaningful learning and interactions. Special thanks to our management and principals, Dr. Gopi Krishna sir, and faculty coordinators and co-coordinator of uh, this Atal FDP, Subramanian sir, and faculty member Manoj sir, and remaining coordinators and organizing team for their seamless support in making this event successful. To all the participants, your active engagement and enthusiasm have made this session even more fruitful. Once again, I am thanking to all participants and our college principal sir, management, and AICT members, and remaining uh, organizing team. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank
Maheshwara
you.
Garu, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much
sir.
for smooth conduction of this AICT ATAL FDP.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Hope
Thank you, sir.
you can continue these programs, these type of programs that may be useful to all the faculty fraternity. Okay. I also congratulate Nageswara Garu and also Subramanian Garu and the other participants. Okay. And I request everyone to give your feedback on this program. Okay. And to get your certificates, you can, we are having one WhatsApp group. So whenever you got your certificate, immediately post that certificate into this WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.
Participant have to log in your ATAL FDP portal. Then you fill your feedback form. After you fill the feedback form, your test link will be activated. So attempt the test. The test time is 1 hour. After you completion that text, you may download your certificate from that portal. So before the downloading, it may ask check your name and institute name. If any corrections is there now, made those corrections and download the certificate. If you download, once you download that certificate, you may not correct any spelling mistakes or those things. So before the downloading, you you should check your name and institute name. If any corrections is there now, made those corrections, and after that you download the certificate. Thank you. Thank you. All the best to the participants. So that link will be activated from 6:30 p.m. to tomorrow 5 p.m. Right? The test link will be activated. That Atal portal, the test link will be activated from today 6:30 p.m. to tomorrow 6:30 p.m. 24 hours it will be activated. When you have free time, then you log into the Atal portal. First fill the feedback form and then attempt the test. Right after that test, you are able to download your certificate. So before the downloading certificate, you ensure that your name and institute name are correct, right? Then only you download, or else if any corrections is there, now made those corrections and then download your certificate. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.